Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost! If you got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
Good boss.
Hey! The man with the finest beard on this screen. Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And you all know what that means. It is another new episode of Between Two Beards. And we got a big one, Pluggo.
Yeah, we do.
We got a big one tonight. We got Zach in the chat coming in huge again. Happy National Cherry Turnover Day is the day today. Ooh, have you had many cherry turnovers in your day, Pluggo?
I wouldn't say many. I've had a few.
I've
had a few turnovers in my day. Just like, that's a great segue because we're going to be talking to NFL football here in a little bit. It'll be turnovers aplenty.
We are. We do have our NFL preview that we will be doing a little bit later on tonight, which I'm very excited about. I got my divisions lined up. I think I got my seeds, although today we're going to wait. We're going to talk about it with the gang. Huge NFL trade today.
No, stop. The hugest news of the day.
Well,
Travis Kelce and Taylor
right.
Swift got engaged. Don't bury the lead for Micah Parsons.
All right. Well, do we want to bring our guests on first before we start talking about the engagement of the century? Apparently,
I mean,
what we're gonna do?
It's the engagement of the century. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. Should we bring on our guests? You want to start doing your thing and I'll cue them up? No. Not tonight. We are not talking about the Patriots yet. We're not talking about the Patriots yet. We're not talking about the Patriots.
We got Jeff Hawkins and Ucchino joining us to talk about the Taylor Swift engagement and the Taylor Swift engagement only.
Hold on, we'll go with the Bengals hat too.
Should I go get mine? I do have one.
You guys all have. I would be very left out. I'd be very left out.
What's up, boys?
How we doing, guys? Thanks for joining this evening.
Yeah, no problem. By the way, that's Ohio's own and UC Bearcats alum Travis Kelce.
That's right.
That's true.
There you go. Cincinnati connection. Everything comes through Cincinnati, by the way.
Apparently.
There's always a connection to the Queen City in some way, shape, or form. Everything.
Yeah. They always use them for leverage. That's why.
Yeah.
So how does two resident Bengals fans feel today? Granted, you don't have any money anyway, so I don't know if you would have been able to afford him. But seeing Michael Parsons get traded for not much.
Jerry Jones is an idiot.
That team will never win again as long as he's alive. Never again. That's how I feel.
It makes, if you have any thought of winning this season, you make that trade before the NFL draft.
Correct.
Not a week before the season starts. This is just arrogance at its finest.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a self-inflicted just F up, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to go against that thinking. They did give up 2 first rounds, which
And
is,
Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark's a pretty solid player too, but still, it's not.
But this is Reggie White 2.0.
Yeah, this
again.
is the yeah.
I will say this though, there is a little bit of sympathy to me for Jerry Jones here because Micah Parsons' agent is David Mulugeta, who was Jesse Bates' agent, who was T. Higgins' agent until T fired him because Mulugeta is all about the highest paid headline.
He's difficult. He's difficult.
Right.
But at the same time, Jerry doesn't want to deal with any agents. He wants to buy
I get that. Yeah.
the entire process. So it doesn't matter if it's David Mulugeta. It doesn't matter if it's, I don't know.
I only said it was a tiny bit of sympathy. I didn't say it was a lot of sympathy.
So is that guy like what would baseball fans consider like the Scott Boras of NFL agents? Like he just cares about we need to sign the biggest contract kind of situation.
I would think Boris combined with Rosenhaus in a bit of a way.
Wow.
It's just one of those things where it's just like, but not with this. But both of those guys want to make deals. Mulugeta mostly just wants the headline that he got his guy the highest paid and move on. That's his thing.
I mean,
but then again, when the Cowboys are bad, Stephen A. Smith becomes far more entertaining for me. So
that's the single most entertaining thing he does. Is the only time I ever go out of my way to look for Stephen A. content is after a Dallas Cowboys loss. I immediately go to his Twitter page and I just wait for the upload.
He's probably crying in his shower right now. So I guess our condolences and shout out for
crying, laughing.
Hopefully you get better. Feel better.
He's probably crying, laughing.
It is his team, though.
He might have died laughing. Like we might get that
Cowboys.
TMZ update while this show is going on. That
he hates the Cowboys like Skip Bayless hates LeBron. I don't buy it. I think there's love there. I think there's lots of love there.
I don't know. I feel like
bring up Skip Bayless on the phone.
Yeah, no. Forget that guy. Jeez Louise. But yes, we are going to be talking NFL a little bit later on, kind of given how we think the season will shake out. I think the two gentlemen below us have one of the contenders, in my opinion, for the whole thing. The defense, though, scary, but we'll get there. Maybe, hopefully, am I undershooting it by saying scary? Is it scarier than scary? I know Hendrickson's back, which has to make you feel good for a year.
It can't be worse than last year, but I have
those words will never come out of my mouth because I've been watching this team for longer than any of you have been alive. All right, I've been in country since 1982. Don't ever tell me it can never be worse, baby. I've been there, man.
I lived through the 90s too. That was the worst defense I've ever seen in my life.
First pick in the NFL draft, or with the first round pick, the Cincinnati Bengals select David Klingler, quarterback, University of Houston.
No. Achilles Smith.
Another
good one. Who's the running back they took?
Kajana Carter.
Kajana Carter. Thank you.
Hey, listen. All right, the last
that was a
one,
good pick at the time.
Yeah, but look at the last one that you had when you were up that high in the draft. You took Joe Burrow. So look, you got one right. You got an important one right.
I mean,
because that guy is a stud. So yeah.
That is the biggest jug of water I've ever seen on this program, Jeff.
I love it.
Trying to stay hydrated.
That thing is massive.
Me too.
Yeah.
But before we start diving in
before we start diving any further, Jeff, Rick, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, was it a good move? Sound off.
I mean, it was a hell of a marketing decision. I mean, Travis Kelce's jersey sales have gone through the roof 200% since the announcement. He's got a new clothing line. Look, I'm happy for him. This is the ultimate payoff of shoot your shot, kid, and see what happens. This is a man who tried to pass her a note during a concert. Like, I forget what it said. It was basically like, hey, it's Travis, give me a call, whatever. He's tried to slide her a number during a concert. It didn't happen. He ended up talking about it on his podcast. It got back to her somehow. She hit him up, and now 2 years later, they're getting married. So, you know what? Shoot your shot, kids. You never know what
This is your PSA for the day. Just shoot your shot. You never know.
You never
I'm
know.
not a Swiftie, but I'm inclined to like Taylor Swift because I've worked with Taylor Swift.
Oh.
I did an industrial shoot for Sony when they were trying to get an iPad competitor into the market, and this is during the "we will never ever get back together" days.
Yeah.
And I played a squirrel.
Hold on now. Hold on.
Is this real? Is this true?
Yes, I have proof. I am trying to get this thing to load immediately. Hold on.
While you're doing that,
Tell
I'll
the
say
story.
no, but I'll say it's the best catering I've ever had on a set, possibly. They had like this little roach coach. I go, what is this? They go, well, they had a list of 4 items and you could pick 2, and one of them was like steak and the other was lobster tail. I was like, I'm there, man, because this is before I became union. This is non-union, but no, it was interesting because like this is about 15 years ago, I think, maybe 10. But it was like she liked squirrels. It was a very Peter Pan type thing. Like she was very childlike then, and she's obviously matured quite a bit since then. The attention to detail on the set was the thing that made me notice it, because they had an entire fake John Mayer album, and this was right after she had broken up with John Mayer, and all the tracks were trashing John Mayer. On the thing, it's a totally fake album, but it's all about I'm a pretentious windbag and other tracks like that. I was like, this is a petty attention to detail that I can get behind right here.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. So I'm trying to get. Jeff did send me a picture.
I sent him a photo of.
Yes.
I broke the non-disclosure agreement and took a photo of myself as a squirrel.
I will get it up on the show, so we will show it at one point. But I'm trying to load it up on the.
All right, Rick, you got to top that Taylor Swift story. Go.
No.
I got nothing.
Oh,
Her first public appearance with her new fiance might be at the UC Bearcats game tonight.
Is that true? Is that the rumor?
Oh, he's going to be there.
That game starts in about a half hour or so.
48 minutes.
Yeah,
will the season be fixed for the Chiefs just to get more shots at Taylor Swift on television?
Hey, first off, when is it not fixed for the Chiefs? Let's just get there. Like, how much more?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure last year there was this egregious pass interference call that kept the Chiefs undefeated early in the season against a certain Cincinnati Bengals.
It wasn't that egregious. He was early, but I get your point.
My brother, the Chiefs season ticket holder, will disagree with
I'm sure. But we have on the wrestling side of things, we have ourselves an event this Sunday afternoon happening in Paris. Clash in Paris is happening. And so before we get to our NFL picks and previews a little bit further into it, we are going to run through that card. It's a 5-match card as of now. There are some rumors abound that maybe another match could be added tomorrow night on SmackDown, or technically tomorrow afternoon, pending, because it's in Paris as well. But as of right now, there are 5 matches. Just in general, Rick, how are you feeling about how the build has been and just kind of where we are heading into the weekend in Paris for Clash? How are we feeling about it?
I hope there's I almost hope there's a little bit of surprise here, because this is by far the most predictable card on that WWE's put together in some time. And that's actually kind of saying something. And it's not like it's going to be bad either. I just don't feel like any of these results are in doubt at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like the most intriguing match that would have been on this card, unfortunately, we cannot have. Like, I think this card really needed Naomi and Stephanie Vicker, because that one would have been a toss-up to me.
Yeah.
And the fact that Stephanie cannot get the title shot on this card now, as great of a reason as it is, it still sucks that we're not getting this matchup, because I just feel like all of these are no-brainer selections, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Kind of takes a little bit of the excitement out. Now they may surprise me on one or two of them, but I kind of hope they have something up their sleeve.
Yeah. Jeff, how about you? How are you feeling about the event this weekend?
You know what? I think actually this card will over deliver only because I think this crowd it's gonna be one of those the crowd really makes this card type of thing. Because it's the annual trek into Europe, so they're gonna be hyped. There's a little bit of me thinking Becky Lynch may do double duty, and we may get that Stephanie Vaquer match for the women's world title.
All right. Okay.
There's just that it just was a thought that crossed my mind today, where it's just like, you know what, Becky would be up for it.
Yeah.
Stephanie Vaquer, and then that would be a nice surprise for the crowd, because also in addition to there only being 5 matches on here, there's only one women's match on here.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the rumored match is Drew and Randy, and they could throw that in there if they want to, but I was just like, there probably should be a second women's match somewhere in here that there's not.
Yeah, and I thought so too. Like, obviously, I know Vaquer was supposed to face Naomi. Naomi did beat Io on Raw a little while ago. Or no, that match was supposed to happen and got canceled. That's
Right.
how the Naomi thing. Why didn't they just do Vaquer and Io for the vacant title at this show? That I feel like would have been the easiest scenario, I guess. And again, not a bad situation because it's a wonderful reason. But with the situation, I feel like why wouldn't you just have titles vacant? Io, you had a shot. Vaquer, you earned a shot. You two are going against each other for the vacant title.
Well, the problem is they've kind of moved Io off of the world title program.
Right.
Yeah.
The same night that she was supposed to wrestle for the title, she ends up losing to Roxanne. So, like, to come back, and after that, now they booked it, right? They booked that spot. But to me, when they did that and they start doing this whole Io and Rhea thing, and now Io and they're slowly turning the Kabuki Warriors heel, it's like, well, they have already taken literally 5 women now at this point and removed them from the world title picture. And it's like, okay, well, what are the options left? And I don't even think they know what the options are at this point.
I don't think they do either.
Well, that's the thing that Pierce was like, I have a challenger in mind. I just have to like get it locked in. And I'm like, so you have somebody ready that you think is worthy of a world championship opportunity?
Which
who's there? Who's there? Who is it?
My theory on this is it is not somebody who is currently a member of the Raw roster. We have people who are just changing brands all of a sudden.
Sammy.
LA Knight, who has been traded, we think they did, unless they made it on Raw and I missed it. There's been no official announcement, but LA Knight's now on Raw. Sami Zayn is over on SmackDown. I would not be surprised if the replacement for Naomi in that match is her former tag team partner if she's healthy and ready to come back.
Bianca. Yeah.
You do Bianca Belair and Stephanie.
That'd be cool.
By the way, what happened to that one-time pass that you used to be able to have to go between brands? You remember when they tried to pull that on us, where it's like,
brand to brand invitational.
Remember the wild card rule? There's a Cincinnati connection. The wild card rule invented in the Queen City, where they had upwards of 3 people who could just randomly show up on a night. Show or the other.
The wild card rule, the Wildcat rules, where you marry Taylor Swift.
Well, we have Ophelia in the chat because we're talking about like surprises or something going on this show. There's been talk because obviously Nikki Bella is challenging Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And there's been a little bit of talk of Nikki has come out and said she's trying to push for a Brie Bella to come on over or show up. Like, do we think, is that a surprise we could see on Sunday? Do we have any other surprises we think could pop up on Sunday? Like, it does feel like it's a pretty standard card or event at this point, you know?
Brie in Paris is a little bit too on the nose, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So that talk was actually in an interview with me.
Yes.
With Nikki, and just reading her I can't even say body language because the conversation was over the phone, but just listening to her talk, it doesn't sound like anything is imminent with Brie.
Okay.
She could be playing me. She could be playing coy.
Could
Obviously they would want to keep something like that to the vest. It just close to the vest. It just didn't sound like the way that she was talking. It didn't sound like anything is imminent there, but she did leave the door open that she's constantly and consistently pushing for.
Okay.
Forever the worker.
Always. Well, why don't we start?
I could be getting worked. I could be getting worked.
You know,
Hey, that would be. I'd be down. Like if that's what I'm getting worked for, I'd be all right with it. You know what I mean? Like
the only thing is, if you bring Brie back, it should be in a program for the tag team titles.
I would agree.
I don't know what makes sense here. Now, what you could do if you wanted to do some kind of a surprise, and this is going to be part of the conversation from the piece that I'm going to release tomorrow on the Takedown on SI, is, there was some conversation between me and Nikki, a little bit of a spoiler here, about incorporating other women from her era. And, you start doing these back and forth exchanges with Becky of, oh, I'm the greatest superstar of all time. It's not just me saying it, it's Sports Illustrated saying it, and we did, and all this other stuff. But like, if Nikki can maybe assemble a team of like talent from her side, or get an ally from her era, whether it's a Paige, or whether it's a Beth Phoenix, or whether it's a,
Alicia Fox is in TNA.
Yeah, she is in TNA. There is that. And there's a myriad of women that she said, look, if we would have gotten the kind of opportunities that this generation was afforded because of the efforts of Triple H and others to generate equality and have women's Royal Rumbles and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches and all this stuff, we could have done some really cool stuff too. And people would be talking about us the way that they talk about them. She believes that. So maybe that's something they could do there. Again, I don't think anything is imminent there, but it's an idea. It's a thought.
Yeah, that's what I wanted when they introduced these mid-card titles. I did want some older legends to come back and kind of do what you just said there, because I think it's kind of cool to be like Nikki Bella. I know there's a section of the internet that doesn't like Nikki Bella for whatever reason. I'm not one of those people. I think she's absolutely fantastic and underappreciated for everything that she's done. This is a cool spot to get her to go for this new Intercontinental Championship and make it mean something, that she's going up against Becky Lynch. Now, I don't necessarily think Becky Lynch is long in the tooth to keep this thing, because I think that there's other things she could do. There's now a hole to fill in the world title picture. So, but I do see Becky winning it. But I think it's going to be a really fun match between the two.
Yeah.
It's an interesting match too, because it's also Nikki's first one-on-one pay-per-view match since Evolution 2018. So there's some pressure on her to and she's feeling it. And we'll see how she does. I have faith it's going to be good though. Becky told Cody on their podcast, she's really, really good at making her opponent shine and figuring out where to get their shit in and making them look good. So,
this is going to be a soft crowd for everybody, I think, especially. I mean, it's not going to be one of those, Philly crowds that turns on someone if they miss a spot or something.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Go Birds!
Yeah.
That's for Lawrence.
No, I actually think that this match I think it's going to be a pretty solid match. I do think Becky is win. I don't think there's any debate of Becky losing this match, at least in my eyes. But I think it is a good spot. I think Becky herself has done wonders for that title, kind of her showing up and the stuff with Lyra and just getting that title to mean something, because, oh my God, Becky Lynch wants to win this title. And then Becky Lynch is now the IC champ. It's done wonders to elevate that title and help create a new star in Lyra as well. But yeah, I think this is, for me, a no-brainer that Becky
can she win the United States Championship too, so that thing can actually get on a PLE?
Yeah,
that would be nice.
I don't know why. Look, and I get it. Like, Becky Lynch is, all-timer, but I wish they would treat the U.S. title the same way, with the care, at least, on the shows that they've done with the IC
that
title.
thing couldn't even get on the all-women's PLE.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
And
they have a dynamic, great wrestler in Julia holding it. So it's all so
she's wrestled once on
so
television.
It's also like, why? It's just it doesn't make sense.
This was a prediction I had. This was a prediction I had when SmackDown shrunk down from 3 hours to two. I said one of these two things is going to suffer. It's either going to be the women's mid-card picture or it's going to be the tag team division. And the tag team division has flourished, and the women's mid-card title has sadly fallen by the wayside.
Yeah,
We got shout out to Maria's in the house, Scott's in the house, Robert's in the house. Let us know what you think. We have another run-in. I didn't plan it.
Happen all the time. Apparently.
Listen.
That's loud.
We have guests on time. You are very loud. I'm going to have to remove you.
Okay.
Sorry, he was very loud. The background was very loud.
I'm going to go against the conventional thing.
Oh, go ahead.
I think Nikki Bella. I think Nikki Bella wins this.
You think Nikki Bella's winning?
Ooh.
Because I think the whole of which Pluggo talked about is that they need a top heel in this women's division on Raw. And as much as I love Bayley and as much as I love Hesher mom Asuka, I think the chase with Io, Rhea, and Stephanie going after Becky is going to be too much for them to not go with. And I think she's eventually going to be the Raw Women's Champion.
Seth running things, her and her hot husband. I like it.
Don't be surprised if they have her pull double duty.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, the Becky 2 belts gimmick hit pretty well the first time. Now, granted, it would be different levels, but hey, it's still hit.
And that first time it only ran a month because she lost that title at the very next pay-per-view after Charlotte screwed her over. So
it's still cool. It's still cool.
That's true.
Good. I had a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
I'm a Becky Lynch stan. I think she should have all the belts, but that's just me.
I mean, look, she has a great gimmick of, the entire women's division is going to be held down by the man. If that, you want to take that to heart, have her hold everything on Raw.
Yeah.
And there are going to be people who do not like her that are going to roll their eyes to that statement, but it's a fact. Anytime Becky Lynch is a part of something, it matters. So the more she is in marquee situations, it's better for the other women on the roster.
Yeah, I would agree. All right. We have ourselves a good old-fashioned Donnybrook happening this Sunday. A banger as Sheamus and Rusev are going at it once again. We've seen these guys have a bunch of matches, entertaining, hard-hitting, good matches. And they are having a Donnybrook. I don't know if this will officially end what they've been doing here the last little bit. This should just be a whole lot of fun. The matches that they've had have been fun. They're just two big dudes beating the crap out of each other, which is my kind of, Big E style, big meaty men slapping meat. I expect this to be no different, but with weapons and more carnage and more, craziness happening.
Couple of pints, maybe.
Yeah, stuff like that. I think this is going to be a good old time. I think Rusev needs to win more because he just came back, and I feel like Rusev should get a big win. However, I feel like this for me is sadly probably the match where I feel like it's the most. It could go either way, but I think Rusev needs it more. Jeff, I'll let you lead this one. Do you think Rusev should?
This is the most enjoyable run of Sheamus's career for me. I was not a big Sheamus fan back in the day at his peak, but I'm loving old grizzled veteran Sheamus doing these types of matches. I do agree. I think Rusev does need the win. There's that part of me that thinks they become a team after this because they don't really have anything creative.
You're the second person to say that to me today.
Yeah. Because they don't have anything creative for either of these guys unless they give Rusev the win here to set him up for a John Cena rematch as part of this last run, which I think would be a good idea as one of the B characters he can beat. But yeah, I have Rusev winning this. I think this match is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I think go places. It may go outside of the arena in some ways. They may cut away, have a match, and come back to it at some point. It's going to be a lot like, if you remember I think it may actually end up almost like the Sheamus Jeff Hardy match that ended up in a bar.
Yeah,
where they were just doing
awesome.
all that weird stuff. I think their penchant for cinematic stuff may come in here, and they may have a sound stage or a bar that they've paid for, and they're just going to tear that thing apart.
Wasn't the build to that Jeff Hardy Sheamus match the one where they made him do a piss test in the middle of the ring?
Yes. Yes.
And he threw the cup of piss in Sheamus's face.
Yeah. Good times. Good
Yeah.
times.
Here's a prop bet for you guys if you so choose. Chances Lana comes back.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What are my odds here?
I will go 30%.
I would actually have it around 55.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'll do it. It's basically a coin flip, but I'm more yes than no. So I'll go 55.
I'm gonna go 10. I
Okay.
think that's something they
Oh,
Pluggo's doing laundry.
Doing
Pluggo's
laundry.
doing laundry.
Hit the dryer. Hit the dryer.
it reminds me I need to do my laundry.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
I don't know.
Bless you.
They've barely even
Bless
established Rusev right now. Like
Yeah.
this has been such a slog and a slow build for him
Mhm.
and Aleister Black since
Yes.
they both came back in the same week. I'm ready for them both to do something more. And I don't want to say this like a feud with Sheamus isn't substantial, but I'm ready for them to be in a spot higher than when they left the company. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And I think he needs to win this. I think he will win this, and I'm hoping it's the first step to really firing him up, because if they go any longer without like really giving these guys something to sink their teeth into, I'm gonna get some serious Andrade vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Pluggo, what are you thinking?
Well, that's the vibes that I was kind of getting before the Sheamus stuff with Rusev a little bit. I was kind of like, all right, what are we doing? And I made this point. Revitalizing Sheamus's career might be a little strong, but the idea that Rusev is really kind of like rejuvenate or jolt, give him like a jolt here where like Sheamus is, I think he's really having fun with this. You can kind of tell like this is the type of stuff he really likes. It's just brawling Donnybrook type matches, and I think Rusev does need the win, but I am of the ilk that like if I need 20 minutes in a good match, just give me Sheamus, give me Rusev. Like every time that they've fought in this last run has been fun for me. I've had a great time, but yeah, I think Rusev needs it and it's got to figure out a way to do it. And we'll keep it going. I think they'll keep it going. Honestly, they'll figure out a way. It's been
Yeah,
working.
they could. Yeah.
I don't want to speak for Sheamus, but I just feel like he's at that point in his career where all he really wants to do is put on a good show and have fun.
Yeah.
You mean banger after banger after banger?
His workout channel is one of the most fun
it's
social media
tremendous.
things that people do.
Yeah, it's very good. I haven't watched a bad episode of it. Another match that I'm looking forward to is a singles match, and I think it's a real good spot for Bronson Reed right here. I'm happy for Bronson Reed getting this one here. It is 1-on-1. It is Roman Reigns, the OTC, against Bronson Reed, who's been the Shuafala, Paul Heyman, all the good stuff. To me, this is a no-brainer who's going to win this match, but I actually think that Bronson Reed is going to look like $1 million in this, and I just think it's just a really good spot for him. I felt like for a little bit he was becoming the guy taking all the pinfalls because they don't want to have Braun lose and Seth and, all that stuff. And I was like, Bronson Reed, I'm glad he's in this group, but I don't want him to just be the third guy. I want Bronson to have important shit going on as well. And fighting Roman Reigns in a one-on-one at a PLE, that's important shit. So I'm very happy for Bronson, but he's got no chance of winning this one, Rick, right?
I was going to say, it's a great spot, but it doesn't change his positioning in the group because you have the present, which is Seth Rollins, you have the future, which is Braun Breaker, and unfortunately, you have the fall guy, and that's pretty much what Bronson Reed has become. And anytime that this group is going to lose, more often than not, it's going to be Bronson Reed who is taking the fall. But the really cool thing about Bronson, where he's at right now, is they have really stumbled into something with his character, with his presentation, working with Paul Heyman. That pairing works. The Shuafala, the tribal thief, right?
Yeah.
I would love it if his gimmick would be to become just this trophy collector. If it doesn't always have to be shoes. It doesn't always have to be Roman's. If he loses this, Roman can get his shoes back and he can kick somebody else's ass and take something else from them. I would just love it if he became this trophy collector, whether he beats you in a match or whether he just beats you up for the hell of it, and he just takes something from you. And he's just this big bully. He's not going to be unbeatable, unfortunately, but if they can find something where the crowd is really going to get behind him and like him, that is going to be his best way to move out of the number 3 position in this all-star trio.
Yeah.
But Roman's winning on Sunday.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Jeff, how are you feeling?
Oh, the same.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved wait a minute, you're Samoan?
Yeah.
The moment. That absolutely slayed me. And it had me thinking if we could somehow, because eventually we know that Braun's leaving this, and probably Heyman's probably going to sell out Bronson Reed at some point to just stick with Seth. But if we could move and port Bronson Reed over to this Bloodline versus Bloodline story in some way after this, and then continue the Tribal Thief, because the Tribal Thief thing is brilliant. The Shuafala is brilliant. It is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And he is such a cool dude. Just from my brief interactions with him here in SoCal. I mean, he is so just an absolute sweetheart. And you root for those guys. You root for the guys who don't have to be nice to you, but are still nice to you.
Yeah, 100%.
I think this is one of those where you're almost watching it thinking it's a squash, where Bronson Reed's just killing Roman and killing Roman and killing Roman. And then Braun Breaker does something to screw it up. And Roman then Superman punch 1, 2, 3. So it's not really a great Roman Reigns, right? It's a showcase for Bronson, and you still continue the story of this group kind of slowly breaking apart, which is way too soon. Still, I wish I could. I wanted to. Whenever they do these things, and they did this, they're doing this with the Callis family now in AEW. I want to see this major heel group be on peak performance at some point for a while, so I can enjoy them instead of, well, now we need to break one of them up because someone needs to be a star. It's like, crap. But yeah, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean, I feel, and Pluggo, obviously, I feel like Roman kind of did that in the tag match with Jay, and I felt like Roman got his ass kicked that whole match to kind of showcase everybody else, and then Jay was the one that got the big win. Like, so I feel like, I like what you said there, Jeff. I feel like Roman's going to win this match, but I feel like he's going to give a lot to Bronson.
Banana peel finish for him.
Yeah. Pluggo, how are you feeling? Are you thinking this is obviously Roman, no-brainer?
Yeah, I don't love it because I want to see Bronson Reed get the win here. I want to see him keep establishing him and this group as a whole. Like, I've wanted them to just, like Jeff kind of alluded to, like, be super dominant for a while to the point where we're like, oh my God, who's going to take care? Like, coming off of SummerSlam, had Bronson and Braun beat Jay and Roman, and then Seth pulls what he pulls. The dynamic of the group would change over the last few months. But at the end of the day, it's Roman Reigns. It's in Paris. I think they're going to go for the big tribal chief pop. He's going to get the win. But yeah, I think Bronson Reed's going to come out of this thing looking like $1 million and give everything he has to Roman. Yeah. But I mean, I've got to go with my brain here. I'd rather go with my heart and say, Bronson, you got this, buddy. You got this. Keep collecting them shoes. Then you can collect them socks, and we'll just move up, collect the pants, maybe some belts, some underwear next. You can just collect Roman's whole outfit, dude.
I mean, Roman might win the match, but Bronson could still win the night with a post-match attack.
Oh, for sure. 100%. Yeah,
100%.
We could be walking away from this thing going, oh, shit. Like, that was the best Bronson Reed match we've seen.
Yeah. Oh,
and moment at the end there, too.
I think we'll see Roman Reigns in 4 weeks. What?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Roman's taking a little mini vacation. Give him a couple tsunamis. We'll leave.
Well, he's got to film Street Fighter here soon, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think that's happening at some point soon. So
I heard like in September, right?
Yeah.
So
we're right there. September is Monday. So
he might not be back until around War Games time, Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm. All right. We have ourselves another singles match, another date to be checked off the John Cena farewell tour, as he is going 1-on-1 with Logan Paul. Yeah, I mean, this has been going on. I don't feel one way or the other about it. I would have rather, again, I'm not even listen, personal feelings aside about how Logan Paul is very good at this. He's very good at this. And you can't be ignored. However, I think there are other people I might have wanted on the list of John Cena instead of Logan Paul here, but I expect this match to be good. I expect this match to be entertaining, but I don't see a way where John Cena isn't winning this match. That's how I feel about it. I thought it's been okay, the build so far. Logan's gotten the best of John, knocked him out with the punch and all that fun stuff. But yeah, Jeff, how you been feeling about the lead up here to John and Logan and just the matchup in general?
I'm going to say something that's going to shock a lot of people right here. In terms of the men's side of the roster, Logan Paul might be my favorite wrestler here. But I'm a promo guy as well. I like heels. He's not a good human being.
Yes.
All right. We can give the standard.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But as a professional wrestling heel on television,
He's excellent.
this guy is better than almost everybody on that main roster. Possible exceptions of Drew McIntyre, who I love that team. I love that team so much. He's everything that Sammy Guevara should be. He's cocky. I love the Maverick, the high flying, risk taking, but he's doing it to hurt you instead of and to show off. He can talk. His athleticism is freaking unreal. Like that match with the tag match with Jelly Roll, where he's jumping off the post.
Yeah.
And just not only that, but he's doing the great heel shtick before jumping off. He's not getting mentally ready or anything. He's doing heel shtick. He's always in character because that's probably him. I adore this man for what he's brought to this roster. And I'm kind of like telling young wrestlers, hey, watch what Logan Paul's doing in terms of crowd work and just being a jerk. Get your inner jerk and make it better. That's all I want heels to be for the most part. John Cena's definitely winning this. I think John Cena's going to take some moves that you're just going to go, why is a man with a television show taking this move?
Yeah.
But no, this is the fifth. But I also think this will be the last really prominent young up and comer, quote unquote, in wrestling that John Cena takes on in this run. For the most part, unless it's an attack match of some kind. This is, and then he goes to the Brocks, maybe a Rusev, some veterans or stuff who are going to take better care of him. This is his, well, let's do this, and if I get hurt, I'll have time to come back kind of match. I am kind of excited for it. I am thankful they pulled the plug on the terrible heel Cena run, even though it had such promise. It did. They burned money on that turn, and it makes me so angry in so many ways. But I'm looking forward to the match. I think John Cena is going to try and make Logan look like $1 million. I don't know if the body's going to be willing, but the mind is going to be there.
Rick, how are you feeling?
I hate to agree with a lot of what Jeff said, but I do. And I remember.
Wait, hold on. Why do you hate to agree with me?
Just because of the subject.
He only has the hour.
There's no heat with Jeff. I didn't mean it to come off.
Yeah, no.
But when we clip this later, there's going to be absolute heat with Jeff. So you know.
Okay, go ahead.
I remember being, I think it was WrestleMania 38. Was that Logan's first match, the tag team match, where he was teaming with The Miz against the Mysterios?
Yeah.
I just remember that's his first match ever. It's at WrestleMania. It's a Jerry's World. It is jam-packed. The amount of pressure that he had to be under that night, the nerves, the butterflies, all of it. I will never forget. It was such a simple spot. He climbs up to the top rope to steal Eddie Guerrero's frog splash. And he has the wherewithal to stop, soak in the moment, and just taunt the hell out of the crowd with his shoulder shake.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, son of a bitch, this guy.
Yeah. He's got it.
He's got
the
it.
mind.
He gets it. He understands it. He knows what he needs to do. He knows what his job is, and he executes it very well. It also, helps that he is a very unlikable human being. So, yeah, I agree with all of that Jeff said. I wouldn't say I adore him, but I get he does have value to the roster, and he's definitely a monster heel that works well with a lot of baby faces. That said, John Cena is going to beat the crap out of him, and then probably Brock Lesnar is going to beat the crap out of him after this match is over.
Most likely.
PLUGGO? WrestlePalooza.
WrestlePalooza.
Yeah, as long as all I'm looking for in this match, honestly, is that Cena will take the Logan Paul from the turnbuckle to the announce table spot, because I think that would be, I think they're going to do it because it'd be a massive viral moment. John's down to, after this match here, 9 more dates. According to him, he had 10. This is number 10. We're in this thing.
He's announced for SmackDown Friday.
Yeah, so it could even be 8.
Yeah, so I think that's part of it. I think that's part of the 10, maybe. I'll have to go back and look. But yeah, either way, we're at the nitty-gritty here, and he threw Logan Paul in the mix. I don't think that was, just on a whim. I think there's something there where I think this is a way to recognize like all Logan's hard work. I know, like you said, he's a terrible human being, but the guy has absolutely, crushed it in every opportunity he's got in a wrestling ring thus far. So I think John sees it. He wants to work with him. It's going to be a fine match, but yeah, Cena's not losing on this way out, at least in this spot, I don't think.
Hopefully this partnership between Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre leads to Drew McIntyre getting one of those final matches.
But remember when Logan Paul and John Cena were like friends?
Yeah, that was just like
this goofy ass heel turn has made 0 sense at all. Like none of it has made sense this year, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, but I would love Drew McIntyre to piggyback off Rick. I would love Drew McIntyre to get one of those final Cena spots. I would not hate that at all. Have
Cena beat Logan Paul. Have Cena beat Brock. Whoever he's wrestling in Perth, have him beat them there, and then you put Drew over him in his final matchup.
Yeah, to kind of. Oh, go ahead, PLUGGO.
I was just saying that would be a massive get for Drew in the sense that like. He's had those, he got screwed over here, screwed over there, all these moments. That'd be a huge like feather in his cap.
Screwed over at WrestlePalooza.
Yeah, he could have so much fun with that if he was the one that like put John Cena out on his way out the door. Oh,
yeah.
I want that.
Nice. That'd be nice. As of right now, is that like obviously now that he's faced again, and we're going here to kind of get off topic for a quick minute, is that what you think? Like, if you had to pick right now who you think his last match will be against, is that who you would pick? And then Jeff, obviously, I would like to know where your mind is at. If you had to pick right now,
if I'm picking, yes, it's Drew. Do I think WWE is going to do that? No, I think if he wrestles Drew, it's going to be in Australia.
Yeah, that's fair. Jeff,
I don't know who his last match is going to be.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
On the 13th in December in Boston, who could it be? Now, is there any chance there's the rumor swirling around the spheres that like Copeland's contract is up around that time?
No, I think, look, what it should be is Dwayne, but Dwayne's not going to do it. I actually think it might be one last shot at the title and he loses. I think it might be Cody.
I thought the whole year was planning that there would maybe 3 matches between these two, but the way the SummerSlam went down, I felt like that might be it there. I don't know.
I wouldn't even try to touch that SummerSlam match.
Yeah,
that's
right.
That match was
very good.
It exceeded all expectations.
Yeah.
You know who John Cena's last match should be against?
Taylor Swift. Oh,
Taylor's the Riz Man. Sorry,
that'd be a good get by WWE. That'd be a good steal. That'd be a good steal.
I'm working on some video. I'm on some assets, and I forgot we had that.
I agree with Scott in the chat. Right now, if I had to pick, if he's back and healthy and whatever, I would go Gunther. So like Gunther would be a good.
That's a good one.
Choice.
That's a really good one.
I would have Gunther go over. Obviously, he could say he retired both Goldberg and John Cena in the same calendar year. Like that just adds to the mystique of him.
Legend killer. He's the new
Yeah.
legend killer.
Yeah, I feel like Gunther would be a very
Just call
good
him the retirement
option.
home. You know,
Yes.
He'll just take everybody out to pasture.
Yes, I think that would be a very good option if they wanted to do
Yeah,
that.
but there's no way he's going to lose on his last match.
That I know in Bond, but you know they say wrestlers go out on their back.
On your back, yeah.
Wrestlers go out on their back.
Yeah,
Goldberg,
not-
Goldberg
not
did.
WWE.
Yeah, I don't know.
not everybody gets the Sting retirement.
It's true. It's true. But I mean, if anybody was, it would be John Cena. You know, John Cena is that level of guy.
This is why, and it's funny that Pluggo brought up Copeland in jest. I always said that I thought these two should have a double retirement match. Both their final matches should have been against each other. Unfortunately, it's not going to be possible. But
Yeah.
I always thought it would have been great
Anything
if
is
Copeland's
possible.
last match and Cena's last match was a double retirement match.
That would be fun. That'd be fun.
Before you go to the next match, it took us forever, but we got it.
Oh, there it is.
Jeff has a
There is
squirrel.
the Jeff Taylor Swift squirrel.
That thing was 300 degrees, man.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Wow. There we go.
I would have never took that thing off looking like that. You look ready to like meet another like a Mrs. Squirrel Hawkins and start your
All
life
right,
together.
let's
Gather
move on to the
nuts
last
and-
Yeah.
match.
See, Pluggo's just he always takes it too far. He
No,
always takes
look,
it
look at him. He's a
Yeah.
handsome man. He's beautiful.
I'm not saying he
looking.
isn't. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm not saying he
He
isn't.
makes a good looking squirrel.
Why are
What can I
you
say?
putting up the wrong one every time, bro? For
I
the
don't
love
know.
of God. For the love of God.
Hey, hey,
all right.
hey,
I'm coming
Mister,
to
I
you first on
couldn't,
this one.
Mister. Hey, I couldn't upload the graphic. I took care of it.
That's fair. I appreciate you. We have ourselves a fatal four-way for the World Heavyweight Championship. It is the champion Seth Rollins defending against CM Punk, against Jey Uso, and against L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pluggo, I'm going to lead with you on this one, babe.
Oh.
I've actually kind of liked the build here. I thought it's been the last couple weeks, I think, have been kind of fun, although I'm getting sick and tired of the bullshit DQs to end every week and the beatdowns. But I like the way
Well,
we've
guess
gone
what's
to this
what's
match.
gonna happen at this match?
Listen, well, it's a fatal four-way. There are no rules.
But
but,
the
I
beatdowns
do-
will happen.
Yeah, I like the vibe of Seth in there with three baby faces. I like the vibe of that. I like the vibe. You know, obviously they've done the typical. The baby faces are starting to fight with. I want to see an LA Knight CM Punk one-on-one match. That's the thing I've gotten out of this the most. Is I kind of want to see them go one-on-one against each other. But I think this is going to be good. I assume this obviously is going to main event the show. I think they would. What else would Cena maybe? I have to think this one.
I think another Brock Lesnar ass kicking is going to be the show.
Yeah. So maybe Cena and Logan go on last, and we get the Brock thing there to end it. That is possible. But Pluggo, I'll start with you. Fatal four-way. How do you think this one's going with these four gentlemen?
Not only is he a world heavyweight champion, he's also now your Good Morning Football guest host for the 2025-2026 season. Good for you, Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I have Seth Rollins retaining because, like you said, he's got Bronson and Braun a bit, and I don't, they're available to help out. There's no rules. Sure, the other guys got to help out, but we've seen like Jey Uso super kicked Punk at the end of Monday Night Raw because Roman Reigns said, "Don't trust Punk." LA Knight and Punk have had issues. Punk's trying to get them all together. It's every man for yourself. It's chaos, and I think it's playing into Seth Rollins and the Vision's hand here of like, I got these guys all pissed off. Yeah, they got a title shot, but everybody's gonna not be working together, and I think he's gonna sneak one out. I think it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna end the same way. We're gonna get the guy, Bronson and Braun coming out, starting a brawl. It's gonna be chaos, and he'll sneak out a win. They got to come up with a new way to end Raw, right?
Oh man. Well, they had the street fight 2 weeks ago, so there couldn't be a DQ finish. But
they still ended up with basically the same exact finish, just you didn't have a DQ that time.
Yeah, it's brutal.
There's got to be a new way to end these shows, right? Like, I get it. It's an old wrestling trope and it's tried and true, but there's got to be something else we could do. It's 2025.
I don't know.
Let's be innovative here.
Yeah. Jeff, how are we feeling about this fatal four-way here?
I agree. The build's been good because it's been logical. Like LA Knight has legitimate, complaints. CM Punk does, and so does Jey Uso. I hate the match, though. I hate multi-person title matches for the most part, and I also just think none of these baby faces are going to come out looking good. It's that whole ruthless aggression baby face thing. I want baby faces I can root for against the evil heel, and instead they're going to be bickering and they're just going to look bad about it. And of course, Seth Rollins is going to outsmart them all, and they're all going to be on the side on the board, sweating and looking at each other afterwards, defeated, going, "Oh, I could have won that match, but I was such an idiot." Just makes all the baby faces look bad in it. But yeah, Seth Rollins retains.
Rick, we'll round it out with you, obviously. How are you feeling as well? You think Seth retains?
Yes, I do. I think Seth retains. I think what's going to happen is I'm not expecting as many shenanigans in this one, because I would expect if Roman wins earlier in the night, he gets taken out of the equation by Bronson, so Roman doesn't get involved, right? So Roman is out of the equation. I think what ends up happening is there is some kind of CM Punk LA Knight brawl factor where they both take each other out of this match, where things finally boil down and they get personal with one another and they are fighting all over the arena or fighting backstage, or they both take each other out through like the equipment table or something like that, which leaves Jey Uso alone against the entire Vision. And that is when the shenanigans ensue. Jay ends up getting screwed over because Roman's not there, and Seth retains the title by beating Jey Uso, which sets up a one-on-one match between Seth and Jay at WrestlePalooza, and then you do LA Knight
and Punk there as well.
At WrestlePalooza as well.
Yeah, I think that could work, and then you could also, build to the rematch with Roman and Bronson, or you could build to that Roman-Braun match that we know we're getting next down the line once Roman is through with Bronson. There's a lot of angles you could go there. I think Seth is retaining as well. Obviously, with no DQ in the multi-person match, there is going to be, at some point, the shenanigans will happen. But yeah, I think we're kind of all seeing the same type of thing here. With that, I do think that, Jeff, you said at the beginning, I do think the crowd is going to be the main character of this show. We saw how they were last year. That was just an all-time crowd with the AJ Styles moments and things of that nature. Like, I expect them to be the same. I expect them to be really, really insane with Cena. I just think that is going to be a spectacle to see how they are, like, kind of giving him his flowers one last time for Cena. I think it's going to be quite the thing to see. But I think it'll be a fun show, but I'm not expecting any major surprises or anything crazy coming out of it. But it should be a good show. Now, Rick, we know you're only joining us for the first hour here before we start talking some more football. So we know we touched base on a few things, but if you wanted to quickly run through kind of how you think things are going to go, like where you think, playoffs all the way through, your Super Bowl matchup, kind of how your quick hits of the NFL season.
And how did the Bengals find $14 extra million?
They had it. They've had it all off season. They still have $25 million in cap space.
My team has 60 doing nothing. Anyway,
I knew that would get him going, but go on.
They could sign Justin Simmons tomorrow.
Yes.
They could trade for your boy Kyle Duggar. They could take on that entire contract if they wanted to.
We could probably get Jesse Bates back if we wanted to.
They have money to spend. Don't be like these sheep in Cincinnati who have been brainwashed into thinking that a franchise worth $5 billion is broke and is cash poor and doesn't have cash flow to pay players. They can pay players. They have money. They can do it. It's fine. That's where they found the $14 million. And honestly, that contract pisses me off because I'm like, now you're just going to let him go at the end of the season for a third-round compensatory pick when you could have freaking traded him ahead of the draft and gotten maybe a second-round pick and a player back.
Oh, Rick, I think it's even worse than that. I think they franchise him next year.
Well, here's the thing. So they actually did some smart cap manipulation and they put a void year in there. So now his cap hit's not 40 million. It's going to be closer to 35, 36. So yes, they could they could tag him and potentially trade him. Or maybe he actually comes out here and he balls out and he gets 17 and a half, 18 and a half sacks this year. And they're like, okay, maybe he's not falling off of a cliff, which, if you're so convinced that a guy's falling off of a cliff, that you don't want to keep him in 2026. Obviously, you still make the trade package so ridiculously high that no one will trade for him, because both of those things make sense. So yeah, I'm glad it's over. I'm just glad it's over. We can focus on 2025. We're relatively healthy. I do think the defense will be better. I don't know how good they're going to be, but I'll tell you this much. The Dalton Reisner signing has given me new life. It has given me new life. The fact that Lucas Patrick, outside of maybe week 1, is not going to be the starting right guard anymore. That might be the legitimate best offensive line that Joe Burrow has had since he's been here. Granted, that's not saying much, but Dalton Reisner has not allowed a sack in 2 years from the left guard position. Hopefully he can play right guard. I think this offense is going to average at least 33 points a game. The defense doesn't have to be that good. I don't think they're going to win the division, but they could. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for the Bengals this year. We'll see. Get in the playoffs and let Joe Burrow do what he does.
That's fair. That's fair. Heading into the season, Rick, before we let you plug your stuff and go, what is your preseason right now, week out? Because it starts a week from tonight. Yeah. Now, Micah Parsons' list, Dallas Cowboys are traveling to Philly to face their defending Super Bowl champs. Do you have a Super Bowl prediction as of this moment? Do you have how you think things are going to play out?
So if I'm going with my head, I feel like, gosh, I think the Eagles are repeating. I think the Eagles are just really, really good. But it's also hard to repeat. But I don't know who really challenges them in the NFC. Does Washington take that next step? It ain't gonna be Dallas. We know that. Mm-hmm. Man, I don't know if Stafford has enough left in the tank to get the Rams there. It just feels like it's Philly's to lose. Yeah. I know people are, heavy on the Bucks, but I'm like, I just don't see them getting to the Super Bowl. And what's the other division? I can't even.
Oh, you're gonna love the Niners or the Lions there?
Oh no! Lions,
Green
Vikings,
Bay,
Minnesota,
Green Bay.
How
with
healthy
Micah Parsons.
is Detroit? Didn't they lose a lot of their good players on defense to injury already this year? So it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's the Eagles to lose. AFC, the Chiefs can't get there again. This honestly might be Buffalo's year. So I'm gonna go Eagles, Bills.
Kansas City Swifties, baby.
I'm going to go Eagles, Bills in my head, with the Eagles winning the game. With my heart, McPherson wins it at the gun over the Eagles, and the Bengals win their first ever Super Bowl title.
Boom.
I love it. Thanks for joining us, Rick. Why don't you plug your stuff? I know you said you got something coming out tomorrow. Where can people follow you? Where can they find you? What you got coming out before we say goodbye?
Yeah, you can follow me on X at Rick Ucchino, spelled just like you see on the screen there, just without the space in the middle. The Takedown on SI, that is Sports Illustrated's pro wrestling website. I was able to mend some fences this week with Nikki Bella after she said nobody cares about us anymore. And I talked to her this week, and the main piece from that is going to be coming out tomorrow. On the Takedown on SI, so make sure to check that out. We have a YouTube channel as well. We'd appreciate the love over there. Ethan on our staff this week got to talk to Uncle Howdy and cool. Talk a lot about Bray Wyatt's legacy and what they're doing to keep that alive, both in the ring and outside of the ring. So I checked that out. That was really, really good. Our Zach Haydorn talked to Will Ospreay this week as well. That was a great conversation. Check that out. And if you want to go a little bit further, honestly, the most fun I've ever had in an interview of my life was with Chelsea Green, and that dropped about a month ago ahead of Unreal. I highly suggest checking that out just because
she's good people.
She is. Yeah. She's an incredible human being.
Talking about mending fences, when's the piece about you mending fences with me coming out?
Yeah, that's true. I had to separate these two. Physically separate.
You're lucky I didn't send copyright infringement.
I was gonna say a cease and desist. A cease and desist was coming soon. I was like, guys, please.
I'm going to have to patent that, I think.
Yeah.
You might have to.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Rick. We appreciate you. You're welcome anytime, my friend.
Yep. Take care.
Yep. Thanks, Rick.
See you later.
Good day. Bye.
The great Rick Ucchino. Go follow him. Check out all his stuff. He is wonderful. Great dude. All right. So now we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the NFL. There's somebody in the back.
He's been chomping at the bit, baby. Do it. Do it.
Well,
do
no,
it.
We're not starting with
do
that.
it.
We're not starting with that.
Do it.
We're going to start in the AFC.
Do his thing. Go Birds.
Yeah. See, I like people here with logic.
Yep.
Some people.
So why are you here, JTJ?
some people are such homers that it doesn't matter what happens. Everything's great. It bothers me. It bothers me.
He does have the right team in football.
And listen, I have them going quite deep. As we get through these predictions here, I was
right. I was right 100% of the way last year.
I mean, your team won. I wouldn't say you were right about.
I was literally right about everything. You just ignored me and yelled at me that I was a homer.
Well, you were. But anyway, all right. Yeah, so I figured we'll just kind of run through the division, who we think are going to like top the division. We don't have to go like super in depth with records or standings, and then I figured we would kind of go through our playoffs and kind of do things that way. Obviously, at the beginning of the show, we did dive into the huge news today, really a blockbuster trade a week before the season. One of, if not the best defensive player in the league when healthy, Micah Parsons gets traded from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers. You know what, man? That is just what a move by the Packers, because they needed a guy like that. They needed a guy like that.
It's ballsy. It gets the fans into it, and it's gonna solidify. It's gonna have people wanting to come to the team to play with him.
100%. And they finally have like a number one receiver. It looks like, and Golden looks really good in camp. So, like, who knows? Maybe the Packers are sneaky good.
Look at, they won 10, 11 games last year. I know they were the third fiddle in that division because of what the Vikings and Lions did, but they were a good team last year. They had double-digit wins. I actually think they have a good coach. I like LaFleur. I think he's a decent to good coach. Above decent, that's underdoing it. But I think he's a good coach. I think Jordan Love, from an injury perspective, has been something to look at the last few seasons. But when he's healthy, he seems to be very good. I will never forget him just whooping ass in Dallas in that playoff game. He looked like he was like going to be the next great quarterback, but he hasn't been super healthy. And they go in the defensive side of the ball. They were like, we need a game changer. And they got about as good a game changer as you can get in the league. And they gave up a good player. Kenny Clark is a good player. And they gave up 2 first-round picks. So, the Cowboys did. But now the Cowboys, those picks are going to be in the 20. Like, they're not going to be.
They're going to be in mid.
Like, while I was off this, I was looking at the, clips of Jerry Jones' press conference that was just going on. And it's going as well as you thought. He was literally like, we can trade these 2 picks for a Pro Bowler. You mean like the Pro Bowler you just had?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're the low picks. They're low. They're going to be like 20 to 30, like depending. Like there's no way that I don't think the Packers are going to do worse than that. And like they're 2 low first round picks. Like they couldn't have gotten better. You could have if he handled this better, he could have gotten so much more value out of this. It's just Jerry Jones has such a massive ego, and can't get it. Like it's him above the team. He doesn't like he did it to send the message. And what's funny is you mentioned his agent earlier, that he's also the agent to George Pickens, so he's gonna have to do this all over again soon enough.
Yeah. It's just to me, it feels like that Jerry cares more about him being the focus of the Cowboys when the Cowboys are spoken about than he does about them actually winning football games. So, and I've said it before. I just feel like they're never going to win anything significant as long as that guy is still running the team. Like as long as he's doing the football moves, you can be the owner and like be president or whatever. But if you're still in charge of the football operation, if Jerry Jones is, they're not winning ever again. They're just not. I can't believe they're going to.
Did you guys happen to catch any of that when he talked to Stephen A. Smith? And he basically was like, we had it locked in place. He was going to be the highest, but a third party got involved. So it sounds like something.
That's third party. That's his agent, and he was doubling down on that.
But I'm just saying. In Jerry Jones's old whacked out mind, he's going, maybe I don't want to deal with this person. I'll just get rid of him, because of the way he phrased that at the Stephen A. Smith interview. Was like, there's more to it than. But I don't know. It is $200 million that maybe. He didn't want to spend on a defense.
I kind of believe Jerry Jones. I think this is a move that Mulugeta does with his clients. It's that you think that you're ready to sign, and then he goes, you know what? I want a little bit more so I can do. And then it's like, and then you're just back to the drawing board and you get frustrated. And Jerry's just like, screw it.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. If you don't get rid of a guy like that, in my opinion. You just figure it out and you give him what he wants. But at the same time, like, it's a bad move because of the quality of the player, but it is a ballsy move on Jerry Jones's part to get rid of. I don't think it's the smartest move, but I mean, if you think you're not going to be good, or you think you're going to be middle of the pack, and you're like,
I'm going with that. I'm going with that, JPJ. I think he looks at this team and he goes, but man, you know who the angriest person in America is right now? Mike McCarthy, because he's like, dude, I'm trying to save my job here, and you're getting rid of my players. What?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. All right, let's start. Let's just get my friggin' team out of the way. AFC East. I mean, I think this is one of the easiest.
Homer now.
We'll be a homer. You should hear the people that call into the radio stations around here. They think this team's going to win 11 or 12 games, and I'm like, what are you watching? What are you watching? But I think this is one of the easier divisions to call. This is the Buffalo Bills. No doubt about it. Winning this division, to me, I do expect the Patriots to be better because of the coaching situation, not just the head coach, but the whole thing. However, if you look at the Patriots roster, it's not the bottom third of this roster is complete dog shit. I have us finishing second in the division, but I have us at 8-9 or 9-8. That's how bad I think the AFC East is. I think this is the year that Mike McDaniel, it's his last year in Miami, because I think that experiment is over. I think the Jets are the Jets. I think Buffalo wins this division 14-3. I have them as the number 1 seed overall in the AFC. I think this is the easiest division to call in the AFC. I think every other team could be under 500 besides the Buffalo Bills. That's how I feel, Jeff. I'll let you kind of go, but yeah. That's how I feel about it. I'm not as high on the Patriots as a lot of people around here. I do think they should be better. They won 4 games. They should be better. But I'm not.
I think Vrabel's a great defensive coach.
I agree.
I don't think he can read personnel on offense that well, and he relies on people to do it for him, and he ends up getting crap quarterbacks all the time. But I think the Jets are going to be a little bit better under the new regime. I like their coach a lot. The Dolphins are just a team I look at and I go, they could be great or they could be dog shit, and I have no idea which they're going to be. My weird prediction is that either the Dolphins or the Raiders trade for Kirk Cousins before the end of the year. Because I think
the Raiders doing that.
Well, the Raiders just traded for Kenny Pickett, so that's the only reason I put a damper on that.
Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett, who played in the Super Bowl, who literally finished the Super Bowl.
But I do not believe in Tua. I think he's injury prone. I think his offensive line is dog crap, and they let him get killed far too much, and then he decides to run instead of throwing it away, and it just drives me. But I'm going to disagree with you somewhat. I don't think the Bills are great.
Okay.
This year.
Okay.
You're hot.
But a lot of this is me watching Hard Knocks and stuff like that. I don't think they have a receiver room that's that good. Okay. I think they got a great quarterback. They got a pretty good running back. Although it's always one of those things when running backs hold out, they always get injured. It's a thing. But I'm watching and I'm going, well, I mean, you have Josh Allen. He doesn't have a lot of weapons to throw to necessarily, to me.
Yeah.
Other than the tight end. Like tight end is all world on the Bills. So 14-3 is a little bit too much for me. I think they're going to win the division, but I think they're going to have some grumblers about week 8 or so, going, why isn't this team better? Type of a thing. Still have the Bills coming out of the division, and I think I love Mike McDaniel. I wish he'd be the Bengals coach. I think he could do things with us, but I think the Bills are the only team to get in the playoffs out of that division.
Yeah. Pluggo, what are you thinking about the AFC East?
Well, we said that last year about the Bills when they got rid of Diggs,
and that's where my argument.
They still kind of figured it out, but it did kind of show up in the play. They did need some. They do need that one, like true one. Which maybe there's a trade out there that they could find like in mid-season. You know, when a team just decides hey, like we talked about these Dolphins. Like if the Dolphins season goes sideways, Tyreek Hill, I don't think they might just try to dump him because. And they might retool, like you said, if their season goes sideways with Daniels out. But yeah, I got the Bills winning the division. And then that's really it because I don't know what to make. I don't know what to make of the other three. I think the Jets will be better. I think the Patriots will be better. If Tua is healthy and the Tua that they believe in when they drafted him and he's not injured and Tyreek Hill comes around and I'm going to butcher Devon a chain. He's on my fantasy team, and I can't pronounce his name. If he's healthy all year, that's a plus. I know he got banged up last year after starting off real hot. So the Dolphins could be good. It could be a dogfight for the second place between Dolphins and New England and the division there. But
we'll see.
It's not great. It's The Bills now have the Patriots' old schedule where they just had really dog shit teams that they could beat up all year. So they get 6 wins a year. It's nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Lawrence, how you feeling about the AFC?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with two of you guys. What I think the Bills are walking away with this. I agree they don't have a great wide receiver on the team, but like Josh Allen is one of those people that just gets the ball in there regardless. Like, in spite of yourself, he is fitting that ball in your hands and throwing down. Like, there's a reason he's an MVP. He's also, his problem too is he has a tendency to play hero ball, where like he hucks that thing, and that's like, there's a reason why he has such great stats. It's because he gets those long balls and it's sort of stat padding. Like, he's one of those like things that, at the end of the day, that type of play doesn't win you championships as much. And that's why he hasn't gotten over the hump yet, is because he gets himself into trouble early in games because he's trying to force things. He's trying to like do everything himself. And like he definitely needs more support over the top. But I think they're still too great of a team all around. And he's like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And when you have like just that, they can do amazing things and carry teams that maybe aren't so great pretty far. But I think they're still in that division, still the easy number one.
Yeah. As long as they don't run into the Chiefs, they'll be fine.
I think McCarthy's definitely on the McDaniel is on the hot seat. McDaniel's on the hot seat this year. I think if they start off slow, he's done. Like
he put his faith in Tua, and he's going to be let down by it. It's like coaches in Chicago when they put their faith in who's the Buffalo backup that was the franchise.
Mitch Trubisky.
Yes,
Trubisky.
Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky era.
Yeah.
Oof.
I think we're all in agreement. I think this is the Bills' division to kind of just take, and then the rest will kind of. I feel teams. I think the other three are just kind of jockeying to finish kind of out of the playoffs, but just the rest of the way. So we'll move on over to where Jeff's team resides in the AFC North. To me, the Bengals and the Ravens, it's between them two. I have the Ravens winning the division, but I have the Bengals right there, making the playoffs as well. I think they're both going to be good, both going to be really good. Just the defense a little bit is, I think, and again, the Ravens don't have this all-world defense either, but I do think the Ravens have a better defense than the Bengals do.
I think a lot of teams have
yes. I think the defense is the problem with the Bengals, but they have an all-world offense, and if they can stay healthy, they're going to win a ton of games because they're just going to be able to outscore people all the time. Burrow's insane, and they kept Chase, they kept Higgins, they got all the weapons. Like, their offense is going to be one of the best, if not the best in the league. I have the Ravens winning with the Bengals right behind them, but both making the playoffs. Out of this division, I think the Browns will end up being the Browns for the most part. I kind of want to see how long it takes before they give Shador a run as the starter there, just to kind of see. I know they're going with Flacco to start. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers are always the Pittsburgh Steelers. I expect them to be they never go below 500. So I expect them to be that. They did make that massive trade, which I didn't like. The Ramsey for Minka trade. I thought both good players, but you gave away a younger, better player to me.
Yeah.
Which was weird. But I also think he's one of my, I'm not a huge fan of the guy and the player, but I do think the Pittsburgh Steelers structure of an organization, we could see a better Aaron Rodgers than obviously we've seen the last few seasons in New York and everything that went on there. But at the end of the day, I just think he's one of the biggest pricks in the history of the league. So I don't know how good that'll go, but I could see the Steelers, 10-7 sneaking into the playoffs as that 6 or 7. I could see 3 teams in this division potentially making the playoffs based on the Steelers if they get a good Rodgers and they can keep him upright and keep him healthy. Because even last year, one of them was against my team. He had some games where it was like, oh shit, that's Aaron Rodgers. Like that is running around. Like if he can do that a handful of times with everything surrounding the Steelers, I could see them making, a run at least to sneak into the playoffs. Jeff, you are a Bengals fan. Talk to me.
The Ravens are going to win this division, and then Lamar will let them down in the playoffs again. We know the story there.
Hey, he's not the one that dropped that pass.
No, but he's going to also be the one. He's going to try and force things. Before Mark Andrews dropped that pass.
I know. I'm just being funny.
Lamar was doing some things. Good God, I got to talk about the Bengals, and I could see them being great, or I could see them being 1-7 on week 8. And Zach Taylor getting fired or something to that effect.
They started off last year.
They were bad.
And
we beat them for crying out loud.
That's because Tanner Hudson dropped that pass, so it's just ridiculous. But I always never have faith in the Bengals until they surprise me, and then I'll have too much faith in the Bengals. I don't think their defensive backfield is that good. If they sign Mike Hilton back, maybe they get some leadership in there and some playing in there, but they've improved their linebacking core and they've improved their line. And their offense is going to be all worldly. Mm-hmm. But they're going to be in a battle with the Broncos for that last playoff spot, I think. Browns are the Browns. Steelers are, gotta give up for my hometown friend who I played in Pee Wee ball against, Mike Tomlin. He always has a team ready, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers can run. I was watching him those last few weeks with the Jets, and I think Myles Garrett or Trey Hendrickson or somebody on the Ravens takes him out permanently. Because I don't think that Steelers O-line is going to be able to handle a lot of these lines in the AFC North.
Yeah,
I think they've gotten a year older, and I think it's kind of done. I also think Jalen Ramsey is going to be. This is going to be the year where he starts his downturn too. I do. I mean, you could see it a little bit in Miami when he was there. I agree with you. I thought the Minka Fitzpatrick trade was terrible.
Did not make sense to me at all. Did not make sense.
But I will also say this: the Browns own the Bengals with Burrow behind there. For some reason, they just have their number. Okay. Yeah, Joe Burrow. I think last year was the first time we beat them.
Wow.
In there, and
Flacco, even when the Browns are brown in there, they get
Flacco is so Jekyll Hyde.
He's also 49 years old, by the way.
Shador, I think Shador's third on the depth chart, though.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay, we're not going to see him. We're going to see Roman Gabriel or whatever.
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel. Sorry, Roman Gabriel. So I have Ravens win division. I have Bengals. What do I have? The Bengals. Look, it's going to be like last year. They're going to need to win their last 2 to get in the playoffs, but I think they do this time.
All right, fair enough. Lawrence?
Yeah, Ravens for sure. My surefire number one. They like having Derrick Henry back in the backfield. I think that's like an immediate 1,000+ yard guy. Going to be just under 2,000 probably again. I wouldn't be surprised. That team is too stacked to not win that division. I do think Joe Burrow carries that team to a number 2 spot, and the Steelers is going to be led by their defense.
Mm-hmm.
TJ, I think, even though he's old and this probably will be his last season, because he sounded like when he was with the Eagles, it sounded like he was going to do 1 or 2 more seasons. but adding Slay is going to help. He played great last year. Like he was still picking stuff off. Like adding Slay, somebody I'm going to miss on my team this year. Yeah, was a smart move. Like a nice pickup for like an older veteran who's come off a championship. Like you could add your defense, and you got TJ Watt back from injury with the Steelers. So like they're like the Aaron Rodgers aside, I think their defense is going to be the shining thing that's going to keep them. Like you won't need to score as many points. It's going to be like a frustrating team to watch because like I
mean, I hate them, so they're always frustrating for me.
Yeah.
So,
and yeah, the Browns
NFL franchise.
The Browns are the messiest team in the NFL. Like if I highly recommend watching what's his face Things podcast, who like did a whole thing on the NFLPA, and everything ties back down to the messy Browns. They're how they handled this whole QB situation was super messy, unnecessarily messy. Like it really was one hand from the draft on. It was one hand not talking to the other. The owner, which like again for like the millionth time of the example of the NFL colluding with each other. It seems like the NFL orders were colluding not to draft Shador. Like it seems like he went like one of the GM went against it at the last minute. Like the owner even said he didn't want him on the team. And you bring somebody who does bring a lot of attention, and you have him in QB3, and you've got Joe Flacco, who granted the fans don't necessarily want to see. They want to see Shador play, and you've got that in for like he has to come out playing good, but he's got a tough thing to.
The Deshaun Watson revolution will not be televised. Come on, baby.
I forgot he's still there.
He is still technically there. Shep is in the house. Welcome in, Shep. Kicking Out Podcast. I am drinking a Baller Melon American Wheat Watermelon Ale, non-alcoholic. Go Brewing. If you want to get some savings, use that promo code PLUGGO when you check out. Help me out. Shameless plug there. I disagree, Lawrence. I don't usually disagree with Lawrence, but the Browns Nation loves Joe Flacco. You would think Joe Flacco is Tom Brady. He's 40. No. In Brown circles, they are Tom Brady. Oh, you're listen here. Bud.
No, if you listen to people, Brock Purdy is the next Tom Brady.
No, I would say
listen here. But what I'm saying is he is the Cleveland. He is the Cleveland Brown equivalent of Tom Brady. Those fans are all like, I saw full page. So it was always you, Joe. You're our QB1. They fumbled the bag when they drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. And I don't know why they made the decision to go with Shador in the 5th. Yeah. I think that they were like, we just got to find a guy and hope for the best. I think the Browns, as much as they're going to tell us on the surface they're trying to compete, I think that they are absolutely just throwing some parts out there going, hey, we tried it with Dylan Gabriel. We tried it with Shador. We're going to tank for Arch Manning next year. We're going to try to get that route.
Job. The Saints are tagging for Arch Manning.
Yeah. Everybody's gearing up for. Even though Arch said he's staying in school, but I think he has to. I think he has to say that because if he went ahead and said it before the season that he was leaving after this year, and he had an absolute abysmal season. So he's playing it smart. He's a Manning. He's coached up. But they're going to be awful. I actually think that the Ravens are going to take a step back a little bit. They are getting a little bit older. They're still the best team in the division. But I think it's going to be closer between 1 and 2. And I think the Bengals, if they could figure out how to mask some of their defensive issues, which they have an absolute loaded offense. So if they can just outscore some teams, they'll be just fine. So I think it's going to come down to Baltimore and Cincinnati fighting out for that one spot. I actually think Cincinnati might be closer than we think.
Okay.
And and then the Steelers, listen, you can sign them up for 9-8, 8-9, 10-7, wherever, right in that range. I mean, it's going to be a nice little farewell tour for Mr. Aaron Rodgers, right? I don't necessarily like the guy either, some of his beliefs, some of his views, but
I don't even care about that. He's a prick.
He's an all-time great. Let him ride. I just want to listen. I just want him to finish the season.
There could not have been a better matchup for me for that guy to go to that team. God bless. Because I never root for that guy to succeed. He's one of the all-time pricks in the history of sport. fucking douchebag. And he's on the fucking worst team of all time, the terrible Pittsburgh Steelers. I love your wife, Pluggo, but her football team is dog shit.
She's more of a go where Taylor Swift's fiance goes.
Well, that's not any better. We're gonna get to them in a second. That's not any better either over there. They're a better team.
She still likes the Steelers, but she's definitely she's rooting for Taylor's boyfriend, fiance now. She needs a new sweatshirt. She has a sweatshirt that says "I'm rooting for Taylor's boyfriend," and now needs to say fiance. Why are you such a hater, dude?
I'm not a hater. Oh, of the Steelers?
No, of Travis Kelce and Taylor.
I don't hate it. I even said on Twitter the other day, I don't hate it. I just don't think it has anything of relevancy to do with the actual sport of football.
It sure does.
Yeah, it brings in a crazy amount of money.
Well, yes, but we're talking about what's happening on the field, and I don't think she has anything.
Hey, listen, I watch them Chiefs games like the rest of us, and I see her on the field at
Here's
times.
My thing. I actually think it's very weird when people are like angry about it. I think you're weird. I just think you're weird. Yeah. I'm not angry about it. I just don't give a shit either way about it. I just don't. It has nothing to do with
JPJ hates love. This just in.
But also,
JPJ hates love.
I don't want to. We're not talking about this for 10 minutes.
Yeah, no. Okay, what's insane about
Why
it?
not? We do whatever we want.
No, we're not. We're not.
Why not?
We're talking about
Why not?
I want to talk about the games and the things that.
What games? There's no games yet. This is the biggest news of the NFL.
No, it is not. The
Yes,
biggest news is Micah Parsons getting.
No,
traded.
the biggest. No, please. Micah Parsons is not going to be on the cover of People magazine.
Yeah. Okay. Travis. All right. Let's move on. AFC South. This is the series. This division, not great. I think it's the Houston Texans all day, per usual, here again. However, my bold prediction is I think the Tennessee Titans are finishing second in this division. Because I am big and bullish on Cam Ward. I think his leadership and the way he's shown up, he's a captain as a I don't know. I think, again, I feel like the rest of this division is going to be ass, like I feel about the AFC East when it comes to anything after the Bills. But I actually think because the rest of the teams aren't that good, I know people with the Jags, they want to pretend the Jags are going to be good every year, but I don't think Trevor Lawrence is good. I think this is really the last year where I need to see if he's actually good or not. Maybe not good or not, but he hasn't done anything. He did the one comeback win, which was not, I don't know. I just feel like people they kind of put him up like he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. And I personally haven't seen it.
Would you rather have Drake May or Trevor Lawrence?
I would rather have Drake May.
Interesting.
Because here's the thing. I think I don't know what Drake May is yet. I think I know what Trevor Lawrence is.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. I think Trevor Lawrence is a good football. He was great in college, terrific in college. I think he's been good in the pros, and I get it. He's on the Jaguars. That doesn't help. Yeah, that certainly doesn't help.
Carousel there did not help.
Yes, that is part of the problem when it comes to Trevor Lawrence. I worry about health when it comes to him, and again, I just feel like we're going to talk about another one of these quarterbacks when we get to the AFC West. I'm sure you can imagine. But every year I hear about Trevor Lawrence, and every year Trevor Lawrence doesn't do shit. So I need Trevor Lawrence to do shit before I think that he's, something special, because I just haven't seen enough of it. So I have them finishing third. I have the Titans, and then I think the Colts. Yeah, that Anthony Richardson pick is going to push them back years as a franchise, because he's got a cannon of an arm. He's super athletic. I almost wish they would teach him how to be a tight end or something, because I think he's that athletic that if he could become a good, like a Taysom Hill type person. I don't know. He can't play the position of quarterback to me. I don't think he knows how to play the position of quarterback. Athleticness off the charts. And he can throw the ball 80 yards, but he's really bad. And Danny Dimes. No, Danny Dimes is a starter.
Yeah. I can't believe this.
Danny Dimes, which again, I think that's the right decision. But when that is the right decision, you suck.
Yeah.
You suck. And I expect the Colts to suck. And I think Arch potentially does go back to Texas for another year, but wouldn't the Colts love to have another Manning on board if that was in play here? That
You
makes
got
sense to me.
The Colts have
So-
this really weird like hold up of like they don't ever want to bottom out.
I mean,
Like,
they bottomed
they-
out in the 2 years you wanted to in the last 25, though, with Peyton and Andrew Luck.
But I mean, they don't actively try to bottom out. I don't think that they were tanking for Peyton Manning. Can't speak on 1998, but they have this weird thing where they're like, we're just going to keep doing these little things. Like, if you really wanted to see what you had in Anthony Richardson, you probably should have threw him out there a little bit more and maybe not pulled the trigger so quick. Or I don't know. Danny Dives is a clear sign that they made a mistake, but it might be early. I don't know.
You're both wrong in terms of where Arch Manning's going to go, because Arch Manning is going to go wherever Archie Manning will
That's
let
true.
him go.
Yes,
We've
that
seen
is
this
true.
with Eli.
Yeah, he's gonna go to some good team.
Because if Archie doesn't like where he's headed, he's going to tell him to go back to school. So if it's Carolina back on the clock again or whatever,
Yeah.
That's why I think the Colts are in play because of Peyton. I feel like
Yeah.
the Colts would be on that. The Saints would be on that short list. The
I don't
Colts,
think the
could see
Saints would.
Cowboys.
The Arch thing is
see-
there, but I don't think the Saints have a good track record of like producing top level QBs. Like Drew Brees, but they didn't make Drew Brees.
Yeah.
I think without Irsay, the Colts may not be in play. That's
fair. That is a factor where obviously they have new leadership at the top there, which could we'll see.
All right, I'm coming in here now. I they're throwing it to me, so I'm good.
Yeah,
do it. I think JP is somewhat wrong about the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they're going to have a rebound year. I think. Boy, but do not let Hunter play both sides of the ball. I know he wants to, but put him he's an all-world defensive back.
I agree.
He's a good receiver, but not a great receiver. But he isn't. But like, if that defense with him in it plays like they did last year, I think. See, one of the sneakiest, I think, losses for the Texans was Laramie Tunsil.
Mm-hmm.
And found out this week that Joe Mixon's going to be out for a few weeks, and while Kareem Hunt is good, he needs to be platooned as a running back.
Like a Nick Chubb.
Kareem Hunt is still in the league. That dude's like 40 years
is it
old.
Hunt or I think I mixed up Hunt and Chubb.
Yeah. Chubb is with Houston.
Chubb's with Houston, but because I think of them both as former Chiefs and Browns for some reason. But he's not a platoon back. Mixon is your every down back kind of thing, and then you bring in the other guy. They have a great tight end. They have, receivers. We'll see. I think they're going to take a half step back from last year's hype, though. So I have Jacksonville winning. I have I have the Texans getting in as a wild card.
Okay.
I also disagree about Cam Ward. It's a rookie year. Once you get the starters in there, the game's going to be too fast. He's going to need. There's going to be some growing pains on there. They're going to improve because, their head coach is a quarterback whisperer. He knows what to do, but I don't think they're there yet. And the Colts are going to be in disarray again. So.
Yeah, I agree. Lawrence.
Yeah, I think the Texans at 1. I am intrigued what's going to happen with the AEW Jaguars.
Their ownership.
Yeah.
And their new head coach, Duval.
Yeah.
I trust him more than the other coaches they've had in the last.
Like I have a soft spot for Dougie Fresh.
Idiot.
Of course you
all-time
do.
idiot. All-time idiot. How he beat Bill Belichick, I will never know.
You had to bring it up.
All-time idiot.
You had to do it, didn't you?
Look at it is what it is, but an all-time idiot coach. Anyway.
Super Bowl champion.
Listen, squirrel finds a nut every so often,
Did you
I pretty much agree down the line there. Like I don't have any trust in Lawrence.
Yeah.
At all. Like I think he hasn't had, like, there's been a sort of carousel of coaches there in a short period of time where he hasn't been able to get his foot under, like, figure himself out, and he's dealt with injuries and stuff. So, like, I do think we're close to seeing his wall, his like roof there, ceiling of how he plays. Like, I don't see him as a great NFL quarterback.
Yeah, that's fair. Pluggo,
Yeah.
what are you thinking?
I like the Jaguars too. I'm always high on the Jaguars, though. I don't know why,
see?
but I like what they've doing. I trust Cohen outside of his attempt to say Duval. I trust him more than I've trusted other. And if Trevor Lawrence is healthy, he's not. I mean, is he a top 5 quarterback in the league? No, but he's better than. If he's healthy, he's better than everybody but C.J. Stroud. And so, do we trust the rest of the pieces around the Texans to keep this momentum going? I don't know. It might be more of a dogfight. The Colts are out of it, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And
the Titans are out of it. I just think they'll be improved.
Yeah, they're out of it. So it's a 2-person race, but I like Jacksonville. I'm with Jeff. Jeff here.
All right.
I got your back, Jeff. Don't worry.
And now we make our way over to the AFC West, where we have the team that made it to the Super Bowl that represented the AFC last year. The last 3 years, they went for the three-peat. We have the Kansas City Chiefs. I think, once again, it is their division. I don't think anything really changes there for me. Denver is good. I like Denver. I think Denver makes the playoffs. They have a great coach, obviously, in Sean Payton. I thought Bo Nix outperformed what I thought he was going to do last year. If he can even get a little bit better in his second year, I like the running back Harvey that Denver drafted. Their defense might be the best defense in the league. They at least, I think, fight Philly for that title, maybe. I like Denver, but I think they finished second still to the Chiefs. I feel the same way about Justin Herbert that I do about Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, every year. I know you got all the tools. I know you can throw the ball good. Every year I hear you're something, and every year you do nothing. So I like Harbaugh. I like the coaching situation. I think Herbert,
I don't think you like blonde quarterbacks.
No, I don't like, and again, this is I'm not just doing this to say this, but this is kind of the bad part of watching Tom Brady for as long as I did, is if I hear that you're the next great thing and you're this big up and coming young quarterback and you lose and lose and lose and lose, I have a short leash with you. And these guys, again, Lamar and Josh Allen, they've made it to the champion. Like, again, they need to win. I think this is the year for both of them, where if they both need to win the Super Bowl this year, because after it's already starting, but after this year, if they don't make it again in a Burrow or Mahomes makes it again, or God forbid, a new team, then the discussion turns from, then I think we really get heat on both of those guys of like, okay, like now I think we're already there, but if one of them doesn't break through this year, my God, like I just think that the heat on both of them is going to be, but it's Mahomes. I think Kelce is going to have a little pep in his step because of all the hullabaloo.
Why would he have a pep in his step?
Because he just got engaged. He's going to be feeling good. He's going to be feeling positive. So I think he's going to. He hasn't been good the last couple of years, so I could see him having, a little bounce back here, because I could see that if they go deep and potentially even win again, I could think this could be it for him potentially. I thought if they would have won last year that he might not have come back, to be honest. I still got the Chiefs, but I got Denver making it and finishing second, and then the Chargers and Raiders kind of round out the division for me. Jeff, how are you feeling as far as we go with the AFC West and Mahomes and the Chiefs?
Chiefs are going to win. They have the best ownership and they have the best coaching staff. I'm intrigued by the Raiders, but not enough to make them playoff worthy. But I like Pete Carroll. I think Tom Brady, with his ownership stake, is vested in them. Mm-hmm. I think with a quarterback, they could be better, and I think they're either going to get Justin Herbert or Trevor Lawrence if those two don't make it. I mean, this is, those last years of Trevor Lawrence, I think, is on the last year of his deal, maybe, but they need a quarterback, and I don't think they have anybody on the roster. Geno Smith has flashes of brilliance. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he can go a whole season again at his age. I love the story, but it's not there. Denver, I hate the franchise. I hate everything about them.
Yeah, they're not one of my favorites either.
They're the team that I hate the most when they're good, possibly. And I think Bo Nix has a sophomore slump. I think their defense is great. I think Bo Nix is going to be the problem, and I think Sean Payton being a yeller is going to get into Bo Nix's head a bit. I don't have them making the playoffs over Jacksonville, I don't think. Well, actually, I might, because the Chargers, I just never know, man. I think Harbaugh and Herbert are a great pairing. I just don't think they have any other players other than the quarterback on that team.
Yeah.
Their defense
Especially
was okay.
yeah.
Their defense was okay because it was built up by previous head coach before Harbaugh got there. So their defense has been fairly solid, continuing that crew. But they got no weapons on offense. They just have Herbert throwing the ball to beer league guys and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but they always seem to win a few. But you know what? I'll retract. I think Denver makes the playoffs over San Diego or over the LA Chargers.
Yeah.
I think it's Kansas City wins division, and then Denver's in there as a wild card, presumably to lose to the Bengals.
All right. I like it. Pluggo, what are you thinking about out west?
That's how the season ends. You said you want to talk about the play on the field. She was on the field for that.
That was after the game, though. So
still on the
anyway.
field. You didn't specify. You
anyway.
You weren't clear. I think it's going to be closer this year than in years past, because I don't think Kansas City could do what they did last year, where it was like, what is that? Like they had like 12 one-score games.
15-2.
Yeah, but they were all like, they had like 12 like one-score games, and a few of those they got pretty lucky. Jeff, that Bengals game, they probably should have lost that one. The Denver game, they probably should have lost that one. There's a few in there that like, and they get older, but I say that in the nicest way possible, of knowing like they are very aware that all they have to do is get to the playoffs, and the rest will take care of itself. They'll be fine, but I think Denver's going to close the gap a little bit. I think the Chargers, year 2 a hardball, as much as, I don't like talking about that guy in this household. I think it'll be Lad Conkey's really good. The defense will come around. They'll win some games. I think the Raiders are the odd man out of this division in the sense. I just don't, like you said, I don't know what they got. I don't know. Geno Smith, their number 1 receiver, didn't he just request a trade? Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
So there's already friction there, and I don't think they have much else behind him.
Not on the receiving core, no. They did draft Genty. I'm excited to see Genty how he does. Like he's a weapon.
See, he struggled against the big boys in college.
Yeah, there's very few teams that succeed when the running back is the best player. Lawrence has one of them, but if the running back is your best player, unless it's like a real special guy, those teams don't usually win. You know what I mean? So I think if Genty ends up being your best weapon, you need to have more. And I do agree with Jeff with the quarterback. Like Geno Smith might get you through this season, but he's not your answer as moving forward with Oakland. They're going to need to draft a guy or sign a guy.
Well, speaking of Ashton Genty, his former team lost 34-7 too.
That's because they didn't have him.
USF. So,
but yeah. So all right, cool. And all right. So as far as the AFC goes, I'm not going to run through who I have as all my playoff team, but I have the final 4 teams of the final 4 teams you would expect. I have Buffalo as the overall number 1 seed. I'm very high on Buffalo. I have them hosting Cincy in the divisional round, and I have them beating Cincy. And then I have Baltimore going into Kansas City and beating the Chiefs. I have Lamar winning a big game in Kansas City. And then I have Buffalo and Baltimore in the AFC Championship with the 2 quarterbacks that need to get to the Super Bowl. And I have Josh Allen making it to the Super Bowl.
Is McDermott still the coach in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Yes.
If they don't win the Super Bowl, is he gone?
If they don't make it, I think he's gone.
Yeah. I think it's like an Andy Reid and Philly situation where he's constantly in the NFC Championship and can't get over the
Yeah.
hump, and
I feel
they're
like
gonna have to make a
yeah,
change at some
I
point.
feel like, especially if they get to the AFC Championship,
Because
game
we
again-
talked about it last year.
Yeah,
With them.
but that's how I have the AFC, at least from the divisional round up. That's how I have that going up. To me, those are the 4 best quarterbacks in the league, and they're just all in one conference. But those are the top 4 guys, quarterbacks in the league to me, and I think they're all going to be there as the last 4 teams in the AFC. And then I think it would be very hard for the Chiefs to make it to 4 straight Super Bowl. That is an incredible feat. I think they make it to the playoffs. I have them as the number 2 seed. I really do. I think they're going to have another strong year, but I think Baltimore beats them, and then Baltimore loses to Buffalo in Buffalo, and Josh Allen finally breaks through and makes it to the Super Bowl in the AFC. That's what I have. Lawrence, why don't I go to you next?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with I think this might be Buffalo's year to, at the bare minimum, make it to the Super Bowl. I think there is a lot of pressure on the head coach, and that franchise has just been through so damn much, and to have another franchise quarterback, and again, just not for whatever reason, and maybe instead of trying to get it banned, you could have learned to do a better tush push yourself. You would have gotten that first down against the
I don't
Chiefs.
know. Maybe you just call a different play. Just call a different play.
Because
Maybe.
quarterback was so predictable that everyone would know he's going up left.
You have an all-world quarterback back there who's 240 pounds. Just have him run outside and run somebody over. What are you doing?
I love Lawrence's analysis because every team he's talked about, he's figured out a way to bring it back to Philly.
That's part of the reason why I love him. But it's part of the reason why I'm just geez.
It's my favorite.
But yeah, I think this is it's hard to bet against the Chiefs because they have luck and the refs helping them constantly. But yeah, I think this is the year where they do have that dipshit Bosa on their team this year. It's going to help their defense a bit. I hate that dude so much. Both of them are morons.
We get it.
I think
you got the Bills.
I got the Bills.
Who do you haven't beat them? KC in the AFC Championship game. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna have them beat KC just because I think.
I do feel like
until somebody beats them, then they're the champ on that side.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be one of those things where if Josh Allen, if he makes it to the Super Bowl, even though I love the dynamic of him and Lamar both needing to go and them in the AFC champ, if he were able to get through Mahomes to get there, that's the bow on if this is the year for the Bills. Now, Jeff, I know you said you're not as bullish on the Bills. So how is your AFC playoff picture a week before the season panning out?
I think the Ravens are the 1st seed.
Okay.
I have the Bills losing to the Bengals in the 1st round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wild card weekend?
Well, they'd be the 2. They'd be the 2 seed.
They'd be the 2. Yeah. All right. Wow. Okay. I like it.
If I'm mixing things up, maybe.
No.
I'm trying to. I don't have the any brackets in front of me. But here's what I. You get Joe in the playoffs, man. He's fucking magic. Sorry. If I can sell myself on the Bengals sneaking into the playoffs, they're going to do damage. And they're going to take out both the Bills and the Ravens. And then they'll probably lose to the Chiefs in the AFC title game.
Yeah, I know Lawrence cracked a joke earlier about Brock Purdy being the next Brady. Joe Burrow, to me, is... Again, I don't like to do this thing.
If Brady had the front office and team structure of the Ravens, he'd have 2 Super Bowls by now.
Burrow, you mean Burrow, right? Yeah.
I said if Burrow had.
Yeah.
PLUGGO? Ravens. Yeah.
Give me the Chiefs, man. Nobody said to take the Chiefs, making it back. Why not?
Look at 4 times.
I just took the Chiefs making it back.
Breaking Josh Allen's heart once again. Why not?
Yeah. Hey, listen. All right, so we got 2 Chiefs and 2 Bills here on the panel here as we make our way to the NFC. We got the NFC East. Obviously, this picture. I mean, listen, this is Philly's. Washington was good last year. I expect them to be good again. But to me, this is a no-brainer where Philly and the Eagles just run through this division. I have them as the overall number one seed in the NFC again. I just think they're gonna do that. I had Dallas. I'm gonna be honest with you. Before today's news, I actually had Dallas having a bounce back season and getting into the playoffs. I actually did, because I think Dak is going to have. I have Dak as my comeback player of the year. So I thought that they were going to have a big year, not win anything significant, but I thought they were going to get in the playoffs. But now that has officially changed. So I would think that Washington kind of goes back above them for me. But I think this is the Eagles all day, every day. Lawrence, it's your team. I'll let you go next because I know where your pick's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's going to be all our picks. But, yeah, your team should kind of – health-wise, obviously not into – if they stay healthy, your team should coast here.
Yeah. Literally my only thing I want this year is for them to repeat as NFC East champion. I have,
more than them repeating as Super Bowl champs?
I would be very, very, very happy if they do it, but it's a very hard thing to do. It's my – setting expectations low this year. I do think the Eagles have, especially early on the season, their secondary, their safety, and stuff. They lost Slay, they lost CJ Gardner-Johnson. Those are places they're still trying to patchwork and find and figure out who to move where. So that's going to be a struggle early on the season where I feel could possibly cost them a game. Fairly early that they probably should have won or thing, but once they get that in their hand, I think Jahad Campbell is going to be a beast off rip. That dude,
I wanted him on the Bengals so bad. Dude.
That dude,
that guy he's so good.
Yeah, he was ready to tear the roof when he got drafted. He was ready to punch through the wall like the Kool-Aid man.
I don't know how the Eagles get all the how do the Eagles end up with all these guys?
In Howie, all things are possible.
Because they don't overthink it. They don't get too cute. They see a dude and they get him.
Well, Jahad Campbell was coming off injury, so
that's because he slipped.
But that's what I'm saying. Other people are
no other team is hey guys, why don't we take that? It's always the Eagles that get those guys.
Just that we got that lineman just now off waivers who
because you guys did that thing dirty though
because he was injured
No, but the whole thing is they're supposed to be able to clear waivers if they're injured so they can put them back on the team. And for the first time ever, Philadelphia said, nope, we're going to claim him.
There's no rule saying we can't. And you all tried to ban one play.
This is why it gets insufferable with Lawrence sometimes because this team can go, even when they do shady shit, it's perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. It's never been done in the history of the league. But it's never been done in the history of the league.
I think it's shady. I think it's shady that the league is colluding and protecting for the millionth time the NFL colludes again.
Here we go. I'm just saying if it's never been done in the history of the league before, that's because there's probably an unwritten rule between everybody. If we don't do that shit.
That's also called collusion.
Well, whatever.
I believe in football karma, so I don't know, man.
We'll see. I have them in my Super Bowl. We'll get there, but either way.
But I think the Giants are the quiet, sleeper pick here.
You think the Giants are going to be better?
I think Russell Wilson definitely brings some stability there in the quarterback that they haven't had. He's better than Danny Dimes.
That's fair.
I think he can get some chemistry with Neighbors. I think having Dexter Lawrence and Abdul Carter is going to be could be a great pairing on that defense. Mm-hmm. I think they quietly, with all the drama in the NFC, the two other teams in the NFC East the last few weeks, they've been quietly keeping to themselves and coming off being the joke of the NFC East last year and the last couple of years. I think they could have a bounce back year. Even before they happened today, I have no idea what to do with the Cowboys ever. I have no idea. Dak will be good for 5 games and then absolutely shit the bed and throw picks left and right for 3 straight games and they get injured. You never know. They could honestly win that game on Thursday. I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't shock me if they somehow, I think right now their team is entirely too shell shocked and they all wanted thing back. They all wanted Mika back. So like the whole team is unhappy. Like not only was it losing a player, it has messed with your chemistry, your team chemistry a lot. Like every player when he was holding out, every player was like put up a picture of him and clearly wanted him back. So I think their team chemistry is messed up. So I think in that respect, it's going to be hard week 1 to bounce back from that. Like mentally, they're also kind of shook. And like Washington, I think Jane Daniels is great, but they have one of the oldest rosters in the league right now. Like they have an aging roster, Washington. So like it's like I think they need to get a little younger and like get with the draft some younger players for them coming up. But like I have got Washington at 2 right now under Philly, and like the Giants at 3 and Dallas at 4.
All right, there we go. Pluggo, how you feeling? We'll round the East out with Jeff.
Yeah, the Eagles are running away with it. A lot of interesting decisions, like the Commanders trading Brian Robinson Jr. and going to go with Austin Eckler as your 1 is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas, I always get annoyed with Dallas because like you look at the roster and you're like, man, that's a good team, but they always underperform. This Micah Parsons trade is the heart of your defense. That's going to be tough to figure out come week 1. And then the Giants, listen, Jackson Dart could do a lot worse than having Russell Wilson teach him some things. He's got Jameis Winston teaching him how to be charismatic for sure, but Russell will teach him how to be. I don't know how long Russell Wilson is the starter. Jackson Dart's been playing pretty well. He's obviously the team's future, but maybe it's a year where they just sit Dart and go, I'm going to go with Russell. But I got the Eagles running away with it. I think the Cowboys and Commanders are going to fight out for 2, and then the Giants are just going to be in there. But they're going to be better. I think the Giants will be better than last year, but I don't think by much. I still think they got a lot of work they need to do.
All right. I like it. Jeff, how are we feeling about the NFC East?
I think the Eagles still win it. I am a little bit higher on Washington after free agency. I thought they were gonna have a sophomore slump this year, and then look, I wouldn't have paid McLaurin that much. I don't think he's that good. I do think Deebo Samuel's that good, and he's gonna be something.
I like Deebo.
I disagreed with the Robinson trade as well. Eckler, I think, is on his last legs, and I think Robinson could have been something for them in that backfield. Again, Laramie Tunsil coming over helps a lot in terms of protection. But you are correct in that, that this defense is old. I mean, it is for an NFL. That's going to be the weak spot here. So it depends if their younger players can get up to speed and replace some of these aging vets who will be good in positional situations. Like, who the hell needs Von Miller on any team?
Yeah.
A team like the Commanders, who took a big leap last year that I don't think anybody expected, and thinks, okay, we're just like a couple.
Yeah, but they got. They think they're a couple of weapons away, and the problem is their defense got a year older and not better. Russell Wilson will win you 6 games with his heroics and win you 6 games with or lose you 6 games with his stupidity. So I don't see Jackson Dart is a guy, but he does need to sit, but he needs to play some because he needs to get used to the speed of the game. But I think he's the guy, but unfortunately that's not going to be enough to save Brian Dable's job. He's going to be out of there. And then the Cowboys fire McCarthy by week 6.
He's already gone.
He's already gone.
They have Schottenheimer now. They have Schottenheimer.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Damn, forgot about that.
Yeah.
Traded one boring coach for another.
If John Gruden wants to coach him, he's going to be the coach next year.
Oh boy, that'd be a character. I do think if you can keep George Pickens in line, I think him being, and Scott just said it, I think him and CeeDee Lamb could be a pretty good 1-2 punch catching the football. But Pickens he's a problem. He's one of those wide receivers.
CeeDee Lamb isn't that much of a sweetheart either.
No, but CeeDee Lamb is to me all war. Like he's top.
He's good, but he's also got a. He's kind of a hothead too. So that'll be
the Cowboys to me don't have I like Dowdle, but I don't know if he's a legit number 1. And their offensive line is older. And then the coaching situation, like, again, you finally make the move and get rid of McCarthy, who I think was part of the reason why the Cowboys, besides Jerry Jones, were held back a little bit of what they could be. And then you just go, okay, offensive coordinator. Okay. And it's like, you're the Cowboys. You should be going after again. But I don't think Jerry ever wants anybody that would take away from his shadow. And Schottenheimer is the perfect guy that is, you're going to listen to everything I say. He's privileged. Like he's one of those guys where he's grateful for the opportunity and he's going to listen to everything, the boss man has to say. And that's what Jerry wants. That's what Jerry wants. So, all right, now we go to maybe the best division in all of football. Now today they've added Micah Parsons to this division. The NFC North, you have Minnesota, obviously, Detroit, Green Bay, and Chicago. Chicago is expected to take a leap by many. They got Ben Johnson. They obviously went out and made moves to turn their worst offensive line in the league into what is projected to be one of the better ones in the league now. But this, to me, they made some moves. They got Rome Odunze. They drafted Luther Burden, another really good wide receiver. But we're going to find out about Caleb Williams this year. They've kind of set everything up for him. Not to fail as best they could, in my opinion. So we're going to see what he does. And another storyline, the main storyline for me in this division is we're going to find out about Dan Campbell this year for me. Detroit has had this great last few years. They were the top dog. Everybody was rooting for Detroit. He loses Ben Johnson, who is this offensive wizard. He loses his defensive coordinator, who was a very good defensive coordinator in Aaron Glenn. Mm-hmm. So I think now we're going to find out how good a coach Dan Campbell is. The roster is still really, really good in Detroit. But I actually think Kevin O'Connell is the best coach in this division. I think and I know, Pluggo, you don't like Michigan. I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be pretty good. That team is still talented, so I have the Vikings winning that division, and I have Detroit finishing second. I had Green Bay even before this trade finishing third, but I had all three teams making the playoffs. I think Chicago will be better, but I think just by default, to me, especially after the Parsons trade, I think they still end up last, but I do think that they will be significantly better. They're not going to look like a joke like they did last year, I think. But that's kind of where I'm at with the NFC North. Jeff, I'll go right back to you. I'll let you lead this one. It's just a monster of a division. I
have lived through a situation the Lions are going through where both your offense and defensive coordinator leave for other positions to run head coaching circles, and they fail, which always killed me about it. But Jared Goff is the big question for me in Detroit. Mm-hmm. I think they're getting all their injured players back, which is a good thing. Yeah, Dan Campbell was a victim of late season injuries.
Yep.
And other than that, I thought they would have won that NFC, to be honest with you. Nope. I think they're going to be fired. I think they would have been the Eagles.
You can just don't even start the conversation. Don't even
with
start
a full
the
roster. They were. I mean, they had an all-world defensive lineman go down. Come on.
Against an all-world defensive line and offensive line, the best offensive line in the league.
Yeah,
no,
they would have been picked off like multiple times. With
that's false, but okay.
Yeah, you're not going to convince them. It's best to just move on.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Mute his mic. No, I agree. I don't see. I just don't think the value of a replacement is going to be the same on the coaching staff for the Lions, so they're going to be in more trouble than I thought. I was actually picking Green Bay to not make the playoffs because I thought they had injuries in the wide receiver room, and the Jordan Love injury was giving me pause. And I thought maybe they might back into the playoffs like a Joe Burrow situation, but now I could see them winning, and I'll tell you why, because I disagree with JPJ. I think J.J. McCarthy.
Oh.
This is a rookie year for him because he was out all year last year, and he's not going to know the speed of the game. I thought getting rid of Darnold was a bad move for the Vikings. I understood it, but it was a bad move.
And I think the only reason, again, I think JJ is going to be good, but I think he's going to be good because of the coach. I think the coach is really a good quarterback coach, and I think he proved that last year with Darnold. We saw Darnold play at a level that we've never seen him play before. I think Kevin O'Connell had a lot to do with that. I really do think he's a great offensive quarterbacks coach.
I do too, but
JJ will be kind of Bo Nixed a little bit, if that makes sense. Like he'll be protected to the point where the roster is so good elsewhere that they're going to win a lot of games still. That's kind of where I think.
I believe in the Ben Johnson experiment in Chicago.
Hey, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I think Chicago, just watching the way they lost sometimes, you're just like, there's no way that can happen again.
Yeah.
In a thing.
Do you believe in the Caleb Williams experiment? Though?
I believe in the Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams combination.
Okay.
Here's the first 4 games of the Chicago Bears season. They play at Minnesota, first Minnesota, at Detroit, Dallas, and then at Las Vegas.
If they go 3-1, they'll be very happy there. Yeah. So I have Detroit winning, and then I have Green Bay and Chicago making the playoffs.
Well, so you got Minnie in the basement.
Yes.
There's no chance Minnesota goes 14-2 again.
No.
They have injuries in the receiver room too. I believe. And small receivers.
That is true. Yeah, and Addison is suspended, correct, for gambling things and such, whatnot. So yeah, I mean, look, if they got Justin Jefferson, who for my money is still the best receiver in the league, but if he can not have an Addison for 6 games, I do like Hawkinson, but I don't know how healthy he is. He's a great tight end. It's going to obviously depend on the quarterback and McCarthy. We only saw him in that one preseason game. He looked unreal, but what can you judge off that? So it is a rookie year. I really like their coach. I think O'Connell is one of the best coaches in the whole league. I really, really like the coach. Pluggo, why don't we go to you next, and then we'll kind of go down to Lawrence to round out the North
we
discussion.
lost Jeff. He said, "I'm sick of your shit. I'm out."
Wow.
I actually so this division last year, we all thought the Bears were going to take that step. Mm-hmm. This is I know he played last year. This is going to be weird, but it's kind of a rookie season for Caleb too.
I think that's fair.
He had let's be honest, that first 6 weeks of the season, the Bears were atrocious. And he's now learning a more complex and more intricate system than he was at last year. But I do like them a lot more than, say, I don't know. Green Bay is interesting because Green Bay is always that team that they sneakily still win 10 games. I think the Vikings take a step back. I think Detroit takes a step back. I don't think you're going to see this 14-2, 13-3 up at the top there because I think Detroit, they lost a lot. You could convince me of any 4 of these teams winning the division. And yes, I'm not a Michigan lover by any stretch. I don't think JJ McCarthy is gonna be okay. Maybe I gotta see it. He wouldn't be the first top 10 quarterback to not be good, but then he also wouldn't be the first to be awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take Detroit to win it because I like their roster a little bit more than the others. Give me Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago.
All right. Yeah. I do think that this is the only division in the whole league where you could make an argument that any one of these teams could win it. I really feel like this is the only division in the league where you can make that argument.
And they could beat up on each other. I mean, obviously there too, but
I could see because all the teams are they at least on paper, they should be pretty good. I could see even though they're better than this record, I could see a 10-7 or 11-6 record winning this division as opposed to the 14, 13, 14 win teams we saw kind of with
Scott says Roma Dunze is going to be all world this year.
I like Roma Dunze, but
welcome to the chat, Andy, real quick. Welcome to the chat, Andy. Her match got canceled because Naomi is pregnant.
Yes, and the title is vacant, so that is why they're not happening there. But Lawrence, NFC North, where you lining them up?
I was going back and forth on this. I could see Green Bay at 1. But I don't trust Love as much as other people do. He definitely he started off last season very iffy. He was throwing a lot of picks. Like there's a lot of turnovers on that team early on. They fixed it by the back half of the season, which like credit to them there. But like this is a season where I really have to see something from him. Like it's a tough division. I still think it's the Lions to lose because they've been so dominant the last few years. I do think there's a level of overhype to that team, but I want to see them healthy. I would like to see the Lions in the playoffs. And like, I think it's between the Lions and Green Bay. JJ McCarthy, I have a lot of questions about. It's going to be rough coming back, especially coming off an injury and like your first starting NFL season. That's
a knee injury too.
A knee injury, yeah. That is,
and he is mobile. He is a mobile quarterback as well.
Yeah, like you're just learning how to figure out your body again after an injury. It takes time for like a veteran player or like a player that's been there in the NFL for a few years. So that's a big ask to ask for a young quarterback, especially starting his first NFL season. So I think he's to be given a little grace. I don't think it's going to be. I could see them fall to 4 this year. I think it's gonna be a tight division, a very fun division to watch, especially like I think Lions are playing Green Bay week 1.
Yeah, I got the schedule right here. They got the Lions.
That's gonna be a fun game to watch.
Commanders week 2, Cleveland week 3, Dallas week 4, Cincy week 6, and then Arizona week 7, Pittsburgh week 8. They could sneak a bunch of wins out there.
Yeah, potentially.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
This division is loaded. The division is loaded. All right, so now we go to the NFC South. I think this is one of the easier divisions to call. I think it's Tampa Bay all the way, much like how I feel about the AFC South. For some reason, I have the Titans. I have Carolina finishing second in this division. I think I liked the way they played to end the season last year. They became frisky. I thought after the benching, Bryce Young played pretty decent football. I like their coach from an offensive standpoint. I don't know if he's going to end up being a good head coach, but I like him offensively. So, yeah, but again, I have Tampa winning this division, and then I have Atlanta, and I think New Orleans is going to be competing for the number 1 pick in the draft at the end of the year. I think they're one of the worst teams in the league. But that's how I have it rounding out. Pluggo, I'll go to you next. How are we feeling about the NFC South? I'm a Baker Mayfield guy, guys. I love him. I love Baker Mayfield. It is what it is.
I am too. I am too, but it's not like they're world beaters. They kind of snuck into the playoffs last year.
I agree. You guys will find out very shortly how bullish I am actually on Tampa this year.
You got him in the Super Bowl?
No, but I have him close. If that's an inkling.
I like it. I like Atlanta. I like Penix. I like what he brought. I'm surprised. Obviously they went with the Kirk Cousins experience because they had to, but Penix is there. Drake London is really good. Bijan Robinson's the best running back outside of Saquon Barkley in the league. So I think they have an offense there if their defense can catch up. It's an easy division to win because you're going to get not 4 wins, I shouldn't say. You're going to get 2 with the Saints, easy. I don't think the Saints are going to win more than maybe 3 games. And
Spencer Rattler, baby.
I like Carolina too.
Yeah, he's starting.
He got the starting job for sure. So I like it. I like the division's gonna because last year it kind of came. Atlanta made a push at the end there. I still like Tampa, I guess overall, but I think it's gonna be close. I think they're gonna be fighting it out. Those two.
All right, Jeff, what are you thinking?
I too like Baker Mayfield and his vibe.
Yeah, me too.
He's a vibe.
When he was out here in LA doing a sabbatical year, backing up Stafford, he was just awesome.
Better wings, better Mayfield.
in terms of the media and stuff like that. I always thought he kind of got a raw deal in Cleveland because they gave him an offensive line that was full of holes and just said run away from them, and he still won games for them, especially against the Bengals.
He beat the Steelers at a playoff game, and they're like, "See ya, dude."
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
But they are going to be like that 9-8 team or thereabouts because I just don't find Todd Bowles to be that inspiring of a head coach, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
I think this is the year Atlanta gets it together and wins this division. I just don't know who's going to be the quarterback in the playoffs. because I do think they're going to have a quarterback controversy towards the end of the year. I think maybe Penix goes down and then Cousins fills in or something. Their defense, I mean, their defense is good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Jesse Bates, but with safeties, there's always one or two plays that he gives up that just drive me nuts that he shouldn't, even though he is possibly the best safety in the league. I can't get there with you with Carolina. They just have bad ownership.
It's fair. They have awful ownership for sure.
So did the Bengals.
Yes, but the Bengals. He hasn't. Well, no, he hasn't. Well, he spent money this year, which is his fatal flaw. So he went against what makes him a bad owner.
Fair.
The Panthers owner. The Panthers owner just doesn't know shit. That's the problem. He bought a team to buy a team.
Yeah,
that's
fun
because
fact,
he thought,
the Bucks play the Falcons week 1.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. The Saints, I love their coaching staff, but this is rebuilding because they don't have a veteran quarterback in there. And I mean a franchise quarterback, not veteran quarterback. Spencer Rattler, of course, is. But man, their coach can come up with some. I mean, look, you have Taysom Hill in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's magic. He's a Hall of Famer to me. I know that sounds weird to people, but I go, look at what he does. He's great at 3 different positions.
It's true. It's true. He can do
he
3 different things.
He may be the quarterback by the end of the week 3 and go on one of those runs where you don't expect it, but they're going to be. See, I don't know because Carolina brings in Puppy Chow to basically fill out the roster for the most part. I think the Saints could beat the Panthers presumably, and then Bryce Young may have a blow up on the sideline because he's with just a terrible team and he wants to get out of there. But we'll see. That's
fair. Lawrence,
I only have the Falcons getting into the playoff in this division.
Okay, wow. So you have Tampa out.
I think that's right because I have 3 teams in the North.
All right. Lawrence, how are we feeling about the NFC South?
I pretty much agree with you, JPJ. I think Tampa is the clear number 1 there. I think the Saints, on top of everything, are in cap hell. With Philly, they traded draft picks just before, like, to pick up a player, like, just recently. Like, they should be holding on to those draft picks. You're not in a like buying scenario. You're a selling team trying to build for the future. This is a team that like can't afford much. Like you must have really wanted that head coaching job because you took one of the worst possible ones that like has not like it's not going to be fun for like a few years to be a head coach of that team. Carolina, I can't trust at this, but like he did have the comeback near the end, but they started falling off again near the end of the season. Mm-hmm. So like you don't know which way. I trust Penix the most out of like those last few quarterbacks. Like I think Penix had showed late in the season why he should be the starter. I think I'm excited to see what he can do. So I have the Falcons at 2, okay, and like the Saints at last. Yeah, all right. Carolina's somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, Pluggo.
What? I already told you mine.
Oh yeah, you went first. What the hell am I talking? Jesus
I was like, wait, what? Did we?
No. All right, NFC West. I think this could be another competitive division. I don't think it's as strong as the NFC North, but I think you can convince me of at least 3 of these teams maybe winning this division. But as Stafford is standing upright for most of the year, it is the Rams division to lose for me. I'm going to do it again. I did it last year and they were better, but they let me down. But I actually like the head coach. I think Arizona finishes second to me. I think Arizona is a team that I feel like should be fighting for a playoff spot. I don't have them making the playoffs. I don't have anyone besides the Rams making the playoffs, but I feel like Arizona should be. And then I have San Fran and Seattle kind of to round out the division. San Fran is good, but they're a little bit older. I worry about like George Kittle's the best tight end in the league, but is he going to be healthy all year? They just gave Brock Purdy that boatload of money. It's a big year for him to kind of prove his worth. I like the head coach, but I think the head coach is overrated. Yeah, I have San Fran kind of taking the dip to third, and then I have Seattle finishing last in this division. I do like Sam Darnold, but yeah, I don't know about Seattle where they're at. I have them rounding out the division, but I got the Rams division.
Watch him go 14-2 in Seattle and be like,
yeah, well, then he would shut a lot of people up. Jeff, I'm going to go with you first here on the NFC West before we start, going into our playoffs here. But what are you thinking when it comes to the West?
I agree with you that I think any team you could make an argument for can win this division, presumably. But I am going to say Seattle wins this division.
All right.
Oh,
I like it.
I don't think Stafford can stay upright all year. San Francisco, Ayuk's going to be out for a while. Christian McCaffrey is banged up. Kittle is banged up, was banged up last year. He's a great player. He's a great tight end. Getting rid of Debo hurts them, in my opinion.
I agree.
I think Brian Robinson's a good runner, but I don't think this is a running league anymore for the most part. And it's one of those things where receivers and their speed are the key. The problem with Arizona is that Kyler Murray is a fraud, and he's a coach killer. And he makes bad decisions, and it drives me nuts because my mom lives in Scottsdale, so when I'm visiting, I watch a lot of Arizona football. And he will always choose to chuck the ball downfield versus the cutoff tight end, and he has an all-world tight end in McBride. I mean, it's or at least a good one. He might be on his left, but he had a good one before McBride too, and he just until he realized, I could just check down to the tight end and get a free reception as opposed to slinging it for the guy they got from Texas, the wide receiver back in the day.
Marvin Harrison Jr.?
No. Harrison Jr. is great, and that's the thing that's going to save him. No, before that, the one that they had 2 years ago on the team.
Oh God, I can't remember.
I can't remember. He's on the Chiefs now. That's what I remember. I thought his name. But that's his problem is he won't go for the easy play. He wants his numbers. He's a coach killer. He's a diva. He blames everybody else's for losses. I do not like Kyler Murray at all.
That's
and
fair.
I feel bad for that coaching staff. But I think Sam Darnold has figured it out in terms of being a solid NFL quarterback, and I like their coach a lot. I think he's a very good defensive mind. So I think this is Seattle's year to ascend to the top of the NFC West. It might be a one and done, but I think this is their year.
I like it. Lawrence?
Yeah, I've got LA finishing first. I think they're still a very good team. They did come close to being the Eagles near the end. The playoff there. I think Puka Nacua is an insane wide receiver. To do what he did in that game, playing in the snow like that, and continue to make ridiculous catch. Great wide receiver. I think Seattle could be the surprise number 2 there. I like Darnold. That team always finds ways to win games and be a quietly good team for us. They surprise people sometimes with the amount they win, especially people don't think much of them lately. I agree with Jeff. I don't trust Kyler Murray for a second. I think he's not a great quarterback. He's never going to be one of the great quarterbacks. And that franchise is going to be stuck in the water with him for as long as they're stuck with him.
I will never get that playoff performance out of my head from a couple of years ago where he just quit. He just absolutely quit. Yeah. And you're talking, he's so fast. He's got a good arm. He's accurate. He's tiny, but he's got skills off the charts. But I feel like he should just be better than he is. But that playoff game a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, whatever it was at this point, he literally quit after the first quarter. And I cannot get that out of my head when I think about Kyler. It just bothers me so much.
Zach Ertz he could have thrown to all day. That's a guy
it's
like
just like,
and he just
I understand you're getting your ass kicked, but just at least look like you're trying, dude. At least look like you're trying.
I know we're running long on time, but I have the Cincinnati Nebraska game on in the background, and Rick was correct. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are there, and they just zoomed into her finger in the press box.
Of course they did.
Yeah. Also, Jason Kelce there.
Is he there too? I didn't see Jason.
He did. Did he go there as well?
He did go there.
I saw them walk in together.
They both went to the university. That's where they both went to college.
Yeah, they both went. Like literally,
I know Travis went there. I didn't.
Yeah. Jason Kelce is the reason why Travis has all of this because he was going to get kicked off.
I knew.
It's Jason that vouched for him. Because Jason was there for like a couple years earlier and vouched for him to the coach. That he's a good dude and saved his career.
There you go.
That's a brother right there.
There you go. Yeah. All right, so you said Seattle number 2, and then what do you have? San Fran 3 in Arizona?
I've got Arizona 3, San Fran. I think San Fran fell off. They're old. They lost a bunch of players. It's been a slow downfall. Like they still have Christian McCaffrey, but McCaffrey's getting older.
Oh yeah. All right, cool. I don't know who's going to be Ayuk is still. I don't know who's going to be catching. Kittle's great. But Jennings requested to be traded. They traded Debo to Washington. Ayuk is coming off the – who's catching the football for San Francisco? That's the question for me. Pluggo, how are you feeling about the West?
I don't know why. Don't call me. I got the Rams. Then I got San Francisco. Then I got Seattle. Then I got Arizona. That's what I have. I don't have any rationale as to how. I will say in San Francisco's favor, they do have the easiest schedule of the bunch because they finished last year, and they made a pretty furious push, being as banged up as they were. So we'll see what kind of head coach Kyle Shanahan is this year with an older team and missing some receivers. But I would imagine they'll be all right. But I got the Rams if Stafford's fine. Say Stetson Bennett led the preseason in passing yards. JPJ.
There we go. That's what they said. What is he? He's old, isn't he? Like 26, 27-year-old, second year, a rookie or something like that. He's an older guy.
Yeah, he was in college for like.
You want Stetson Bennett in there, not the Jimmy Garoppolo redemption project?
Well, Jimmy G. I'll never root against Jimmy G.
Me neither.
I'll never will.
Banging porn stars and bragging about it.
What he's doing, man. Hey, listen, live the life, man.
Listen,
live your best life. That's
if I was
your best life.
If I was as good looking as Jimmy G, had all that money, NFL 100%. Quarterback, I'd be bragging about some stuff too.
Yeah.
Why not?
All right. So kind of to round out the NFC, I have the Eagles as the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. They'll have home field again. And I said I was bullish on Tampa. I think it's mainly because I feel like the other 3 teams aren't that good. I got Tampa as the 2 seed in the NFC. And then from the 4 teams, I know. From the 4 teams, the divisional round, I have a rematch from the NFC Championship game. I have Washington going into Philly and losing again to Philly. And I have the Rams heading into Tampa Bay. And I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading into Philadelphia in the NFC Championship game and losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. I have the Eagles making it back to the Super Bowl. Just, however, for my Super Bowl choice, I do have Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills finally breaking through as a franchise and getting that Super Bowl trophy with Josh Allen breaking through. I think I think the 3 best teams are all in the AFC. I think Baltimore, Buffalo, and Kansas City are the 3 best teams with Philly. Those are the 4 best teams to me in the league. And it's hard to repeat. I think Philly's great. I think they easily can. They have a great roster and the coach is good. I just think it's hard to repeat. We just saw a team try to repeat 3 times. I think it's hard. And I just think it's Buffalo's year. Even though it pains me because I'm an AFC East guy. But I got Josh Allen beating the Eagles and the Bills finally taking home the Super Bowl trophy. Lawrence, I'll go to you next because I know you are probably picking a repeat if I had to guess. So,
no, I might not be. Like, they can't let the Eagles get back in there because Jalen Hurts is a psychopath who that one loss mentally broke him and has turned him into an absolute killer where he and it's gotten to the mentality has gotten to the whole team where he was out practicing a few days after he was working on things a few days after the Super Bowl. Like he was out there, he wanted to keep beating the Chiefs with that belt. The coach had to pull him off him. He wanted that dude. He is focused fully on winning. Few quarterbacks are he can't get to that game. I can see LA upsetting them in an early round. Depending on stuff, but like you said, there's not on paper right now. There's not many teams that matter. I have to see how their secondary looks because they did lose a lot of defensive players in the offseason. And that is they do have a lot of depth, but they still have to matchstick and figure it out for the next little while. So I don't have full trust that they can repeat this year. I literally this one. I don't have predictions. The NFC could go any which way. There is more talent than you think on that side, and some of those teams can go on runs, and it could be there's going to be some sticky deal. I think Green Bay, if they get out of the first round, could be a very tough team to get through if they start getting confident. I still think Jalen Daniels is a little too young, and he showed his immaturity in the NFC Championship game, dancing when you're down 20 in an NFC Championship. Even his team looked at him like it was ridiculous. What are you doing? Get back to the sidelines. I still think he's lacking a little bit of maturity there, but he is an exciting player, and I can't say Washington make to there. I think it might be Green Bay if it's not Philly.
All right, who do you got? So you had Buffalo in there. So
yeah, I think Buffalo wins it. If Buffalo gets in there, I think he has to win it. That whole city has suffered so damn much. So much.
Yeah,
how many times can you get to that goddamn game and not win?
Yeah, it's true.
That's what they do. That's their thing.
Yeah, Pluggo, I'll have you go, and then we'll round it out with our guest Jeff before we wrap it up here. This extra large version of Between Two Beards tonight.
It's right here, baby. That's how we're ending the season. Boom! Travis Kelce.
All right, they're gonna win 3 out of 4 years.
They're gonna play the Eagles again. We're gonna get a rematch.
Got the rematch. I mean, look, it's very possible.
It's very possible
that could happen.
But if I would take Baltimore if I don't take Kansas City. I would take Baltimore in that spot.
Okay. See, here's the thing. I think Baltimore roster is slightly better than Buffalo's, but I trust Josh Allen more than I trust Lamar Jackson. That's kind of where I'm at with those two teams. I think they're the two best teams. I would rank them a little bit, and again, I would rank them a little higher
than I trust McDermott.
Harbaugh. Oh yeah, John Harbaugh. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense as well. Yeah, I think they're very even. All right, so the Chiefs winning against the Eagles in a rematch again on Pluggo side. Jeff, what are you thinking about the NFC and your Super Bowl matchup and who wins it?
I don't have all the brackets, but in the NFC title game, I could see just on an adrenaline push. I think the Lions make the title game against the Eagles and then lose in a heartbreaking way, like a 2-point conversion or something like that. Just to crush Dan Campbell again, because that's what happens to you. In the AFC, again, my hopes will be crushed again by the Chiefs, probably in the AFC title game with the Bengals. So I'm going again, Chiefs Eagles, and I'm going to say the same thing before the Super Bowl of last year that I'm going to say this year. Either the Chiefs eke it out or the Eagles blow them out. I don't know. It's not going to be close if the Eagles win, but it's going to be close if the Chiefs eke it out. I agree that Jalen Hurts is a psychopath, but
he even put on his championship ring. He literally opened it and put it away. That's insane shit. That is insane. This new season starting, I don't give a shit.
So is Steve Spagnuolo in many ways.
Yeah.
And he's one of the better coordinators in the league, and he's
He is.
going to learn from that blowout loss. I think the Chiefs win.
This would be the rubber match, right? Yeah. This would be the
Yes.
rubber match because
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts
And then
won
and
last
then
year, but
and
Mahomes
then
won the
Travis
first time.
retires, and then
Yeah.
we never have to
He's-
speak because they're never making the playoffs
It
again.
is object. I don't think he would have. I literally don't think he would have because I think it would have been like too big of a thing, and they did sort of want to keep it private. But like, it'd have been objectively hilarious if the Eagles spoiled his original proposal plan. Like, and
He
like
was gonna
in the
do
most
it after
like
the Super Bowl, and I was
embarrassing
like, well,
way
not
possible.
doing that after a loss. So okay,
Yeah,
do
I'm
that.
getting embarrassed, and he has to like slowly saunter the wing away.
Yeah.
See, I think Elder Kelce retired a year too early.
Yeah,
for me.
oh,
I
100%
think,
he
it
did.
was one of those things where it's just like, okay, but
Yeah.
Do you guys think that right now Taylor Swift is confused as to how Dylan Raiola is not Patrick Mahomes?
No, I think
No,
if you just watched him play, you would know right away.
And Patrick
You would
Mahomes
know
is there
right
too.
You would know.
and
right
also
away.
and also the she Mahomes is the one whose wife argues politics with her probably. So
That is
like,
true.
She's like, why is Patrick Mahomes playing for Nebraska today?
Yeah.
nobody mixes those two up. People are just overplaying that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I know
Well,
he did just throw a dime in the end zone there.
yeah.
he did.
Thank you for joining us for this extra large edition of Between Two Beards. We talked Clash in Paris. We had our giant NFL preview for the year. Jeff, always a pleasure when you join us. Let's not make it another 2 years, huh? Let's kind of do this more frequently. If you are game, and just hit us up. Let us know you are always welcome here. But let the people know where they can find you, where they can follow you if you got anything coming up.
On X, I'm at CrepGame13. I do a couple of podcasts here and there for wrestling. I do the Dynamite show over on the Fight Game Wednesday nights, about 20 minutes after show goes off the air. Myself and Paul Fontaine thoroughly deconstruct AEW on the YouTube. It drops in your podcatchers for free. My bread and butter is Shake Them Ropes on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Myself and Chris Novembrino do a kind of a snarky look at that week's domestic wrestling. We do Lazy River of Wrestling Criticism, and we do something called Vader Club, where we dig in the past this week. It's 10-year anniversary of Bayley and Sasha, so I'm going to be doing a deep dive about that. And I'm still kind of Fightful Emeritus. You'll see me on the shows occasionally over there with Sean Ross Sapp.
Hell yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Lawrence, let the people know.
Yep. At CartSandyG on all the socials. Brunch Gimmick on Sunday. Probably it's going to be a 12 p.m. start time.
Clash in Paris, obviously, in the afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to preview Clash in Paris, talk about the week that happened like usual. So probably it's going to be an early start time this week.
All right, sounds good. Pluggo, do the dang thing, brother.
Okay, well, you can find me at Pluggo on all social media. So you search Pluggo, you'll find me there with all of my stuff. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. with JPJ right here on Love Wrestling on this YouTube channel at B2Beards for all the social medias on that end to find out what we got going on. I was just on the Wells Mania podcast. Check that out. We previewed Clash over there. I have the LPW 40 written preview is up right now on lovewrestling.ca. This Saturday, for Exposure with Blair Pacheco, we'll be breaking down independent wrestling, probably talking a little LPW 40 results. And I'm trying to think if I got anything else going on. Oh, yeah, I just dropped my college football picks on the Hive. I started off with the loss there, calling USF a cupcake there. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. But you can check those out every week there as well.
Love it. You can find me at JPJ Loves Gaming on all social media platforms. Like Pluggo said, here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for the flagship Between Two Beards. You can catch me on Body Slam every Wednesday night after AEW Dynamite on Dynamite Up, review show there with Jose on the air. You can catch me twice a week on the Hive with CJ doing the Swarm. That's where you can catch me doing all the fun stuff. Again, Jeff, thank you for joining. Lawrence, thank you for hopping on. Appreciate you both. Looking forward to the NFL season, which will be kicking off a week from as we sit. A week from now, we will be probably entering the fourth quarter or so in the opening game, so it should be a fun time. But until then, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for participating in the chat. We appreciate you all, and we shall see you next week. Y'all know the drill. Say hi to Sue.
Hi,
Peace out.
Hi, Sue.
Hey there, Pluggo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. You know, get a grip. You you have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans.